Welcome to the Tom Barnard Podcast with
co-host Kevin Brandt.
And Barnard. And I guess that's it.
And Jude.
He's licking the couch.
Jude's licking the couch.
Jude, you licking the couch.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Tom Barnard Podcast, brought to you by Bradshaw and Bryant, personally injury lawyers at minnesotapersonalinjury.com. So that's good. We like that,
good.
don't we? This segment is also brought to you by Mike Bilski, North American Banking Company. Visit nabanco.com/Tom today. We have a special guest, Andrew.
We do. We have Simon Dory with us.
Simon Dory. Mr. Dory began his writing journey when he was 11, wrote a play for his boarding house Christmas party. He subsequently wrote a number of skits and adaptations for school and work Christmas parties. He began telling stories to his elder daughter when she was 5 and continued it with his younger 2. Over the last 20 plus years, he's made up a whole lot more. And he hopes you will find them as entertaining to read as they have been to create. He thoroughly enjoys working with other creative people to create entertaining picture books full of fun, fact, fantasy, and verse/song. He looks forward to doing this for many years to come. And now, to reintroduce the group, ladies and gentlemen.
Who just walked in?
Alex Weta.
Mm-hmm.
I saw your post today on social media.
She made a post.
What?
You post on social media about Alzheimer's and Dan's.
Oh yeah.
Dan running a race for Alzheimer's to battle.
Biking.
Well, he's biking. I thought he was running.
For Alzheimer's.
He's biking. Close enough, ladies and gentlemen. Well, you know, I guess, is that close enough?
Yes.
Depends on how
Let's say
fast you
yes.
run, I suppose.
Simon Dory, how are you today?
I'm doing very well, thanks, Tom and everybody.
Are the kids out there?
Why I'm late is we were getting in the car and Fawn invited our neighbor.
Man, we
So
better
now I
close.
have our neighbor.
Oh.
Hello,
Well,
neighbor.
as long as you don't talk, you can.
Well, we have a children's author
Yeah,
on
exactly.
today.
So-
Oh, look at
It's a
that.
children's
All
author.
right.
That's true. You could probably watch this. You can't be seen on camera, but you can watch it if you want.
Probably better looking than I am.
How did it all start, Simon? When at 11 years old, huh?
Yeah, that was the first time I wrote something for a boarding house Christmas party, and it was a way of becoming the star of the show as well as the writer, and so that's where it all started. And for the children's books, as I said, I started 20 years ago, more than that now, 25, 30 years ago, with my elder daughter, just making stories up because the books we were reading weren't as much for them. And then just picking up things from her daily life. And then with my younger 2 kids, the same kind of thing, picking up things that happened, making them into stories, adapting other, fairy tales, if that's one from folk tales, and using those as the basis for a sort of my own variation of those. And yeah, I've been doing ever since. And big problem with the whole children's book publishing is that prior to the whole self-publishing industry, it was very difficult to get your book published.
Oh, yeah.
Crowded field.
Yeah.
Well, it's competitive, but also it's expensive to get pictures done, unless you're the actual illustrator as well, which I'm not.
Yep.
I'm quite good at stick figures, but I was quite good at flying saucers, actually. But so that's an expensive part of it. So even now, with ability to work with people all around the world, it's still quite an expensive part of it. So it does delay the whole process of getting books out there. And,
so I've got a 4-year-old and a 1-year-old.
perfect.
And my 4-year-old has about 101 trillion maybe books. I've lost count at some point. And some of those books, they're so complicated the way that they're built. I wonder, it's like these things must cost $20 just to print these things.
Yeah, it does. It depends on, like everything else, depends on the size and depends on the complexity. I mean, I'd say it's probably between $10 and $20 to print a book of, say,
That's amazing.
30 to 40. Now, obviously, you can get that down if you're buying in quantity. Right? If you buy 1,000 books, you can get that down to $7 or $5 or whatever it is. If you're buying 5,000, unfortunately, most authors don't have the capital to do that.
Right.
But also, but that's why I feel that the whole ebook market publishing industry is huge for picture books and for children's books in general, because they can make them available much more cheaply and readily, and there's no additional real cost in producing them. So I encourage it. However, you then run into this whole issue as parents, as how much does that count as part of your screen time?
Right.
And is it addictive? And the way I look at it and say is, I don't feel that's personally as a parent, I don't feel that's a part of the screen time in the sense, because you're interacting. If you're reading the book to your child or vice versa, you're interacting with your child, which is a key part of reading to children and children learning how to read. And it's not as intensive as playing a game on the computer, and someone who plays games, I know how addictive they can be. You just sort of focused and you don't move your eyes at all, and you just daren't move in case something happens. Whereas reading a book, which I read I read ebooks all the time, I find it's much easier to break and look up and look around and not get so fixed on the screen time. But that's a parental decision, and the advantages of ebooks are many, and some people like hard copies. But the reality is, if you want to pay $20 for a hard copy, that's fine. I stayed away from the hard copy books until this year, but decided, well, at least I'll make them available to people if they wish to buy. That's great. You can buy a copy, you can buy a paperback, but I certainly think ebooks. I can sell ebooks around the world.
Right. What age group do you write for?
At the moment, it's 4 to 7, 8. It just depends on the reading level and engagement level of the children. I've got a whole sort of early chapter series in process, so that would move it up a couple of years, I guess. Beyond that, I think you start to get into more serious and topics, and I don't wish to get into that.
I understand
I
that.
don't blame you.
Oh, absolutely.
So, I mean, eventually, someday, humans won't be necessary anymore with the way these people are headed. Honestly,
yeah, that's a big. AI is obviously a big potential threat in that. And that's and it depends on how you use it and what you use it for. I think if you're using AI to create something completely from scratch, that's then you're basically undermining your own business. If you're looking at AI to help improve your writing, or I think that's personally coming around to the thought that that's like using an editor. I mean, I use editors, so and if I use an editor, comes up with suggestions, and I incorporate those suggestions directly into my writing with their permission, then is that any different from using AI suggestions? I'm not sure. Open to discussion on that one.
yeah, well, I understand.
The same thing with illustrations. I mean, using illustrations. I mean, if you work hard enough with AI and you come up with feasible illustrations, and does that replace someone doing it? Yes, it does. So there's a big debate.
Well, I got to be honest with you. When I was a little boy, growing up, as soon as I could, and I think I was in second grade, they would give you a library card, and I think it was second grade.
Right.
But I spent a lot of my time after I got that card going back and forth to the local library and getting just to have those books, all of them right there. What I had, before that, I had no idea that even existed. But as soon as I think I was like maybe 6 or 7 is closer to it, but it just honestly I was overwhelmed at how well. First of all, libraries tend to be in those days brick buildings that were absolutely beautiful buildings.
Yeah.
And you would go in and grab a book and sit down, either read it there or take it home or whatever. It just, has that day pretty much come and go? Do people use libraries anymore?
I think they do for the very same reasons.
Yeah.
I think for the same reason they like going to libraries, picking up the books, the hard copies and things like that.
Right.
And as you said, seeing what's available. It's
Kids love libraries.
Oh,
I
yeah.
mean,
We go to the library with our kids.
Good.
Yeah, I take my kids to the library, and they each grab a handful of books, and think it's great. Because kids like me, I want to read specific books, so I use my library app, and I'm like, I want this book, and when it becomes available, they notify me, whatever. Kids can just roam the aisles
Yep,
and
that's
be
what our
like, this
kids
looks
do.
fun.
Yeah,
Right.
well, that's
Yeah.
good.
Well, schools, elementary schools used to always have a library.
We have a library. I'm
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
in
every school
elementary.
basically has a library
Yeah.
still.
Yeah.
And I don't know if
Right,
they
but-
keep up with the latest books or if it's
Yeah,
outdated.
I'd say,
Do
yeah,
they?
I think there's a good, at least our library, and we are a very low tech, not high budget school, and we try to have the books that kids actually want to read,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
especially for once you start getting into third grade and they start caring about chapter books and, oh, do you have Dog Man and all that
Oh
kind
yeah,
of thing.
dog man.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alex, can you lower your mic about like 2-3 inches? It's rubbing on your collar.
Ew. It's
Rub,
Well,
rub.
you'll figure it out, no
What
problem.
What is your book series called? Do you have a series or are they individual?
I do have a couple of series in mind, but not one I've still working through the editing process for, and then that will take. It'll take a long time. It'll take a couple of years to get to fruition because it's one of those things where you want to have everything lined up so you can release book after book after book, and there's music involved in those as well. So there's a whole different level of
Oh, music.
in
Oh.
complexity to that. So in the interim, I've been doing sort of basically one-offs, so you get something out there in the market and people get used to it, and it's easy just to produce a one-off than a series. So
What would you consider your flagship at the moment, if you would say you have one at all?
well, I'm just in the process of launching one of my books on Amazon called Cheese Feet, and it's a humorous about children's smelly
Good.
feet. I'm sure you can relate to, and
yes.
yeah, so and so that's coming out actually next week. But so I consider my flagship, but on my own site, littlepicturebooks.com, I have 10 books in total, and one of which is dedicated exclusively to fundraising for children's hospitals. So
Well, that's wonderful. I love that.
so it's and my one I really like that was one of the very first ones I wrote with my elder daughter it's called Toe Jam, and that's what I call a deliciously gross story
Oh, thank you. Thanks a
About-
lot for that.
about what happens if you the kids don't keep themselves clean. So yeah, I'm hoping to use I'm hoping to get the poster from the mouth one out to dental associations as a warning to children.
There was a woman who did posters. We had one of those in.
Oh,
the
Nancy
bathroom.
Carlson.
Nancy
Nancy Carlson,
Carlson.
yeah.
Keep your teeth clean. It was a rabbit, a cartoon
Yeah, I remember
rabbit.
that was in our bathroom the whole time I was
Forever.
growing up.
Yep.
We still have we have a bunch of Nancy Carlson books in
Yeah.
our bookshelves.
We do.
'Cause
Poor
she's
Carl.
She's
A
a
local
local woman,
author.
yeah.
Yeah, she's been
Okay.
around. I don't even know if she's still around.
She's alive. I
Is she still
looked into
alive?
it
Okay.
because Alex gave me Poor Carl,
Yeah.
and then I was like, "Oh yeah, Nancy Carlson, I remember her."
Yep.
And then so I decided to look up what she's up to. I don't know if she's still writing, but I know she's still around.
I just saw her at a book fair
Oh,
a
well, there
couple
you
of
go.
years ago.
Wow.
I don't know if she still writes, but she still kind of, I think she bops around.
And she kind of did that whimsical,
Yeah.
dealing with everyday life
Yeah.
too. It's in a cute way.
Yep.
And children need that because constantly being told to take a shower
Yep.
when you got
Yeah.
a kid that
Yeah.
doesn't want to, but if they find out that there's this weird jam in their toes, maybe they'll be more likely to hop in the shower.
Right. No question about that. I just got a great memory. I haven't thought about this probably in 1,000 years, but
1,000.
I went to the library, got a book, and I just loved it, and it was wonderful, and I brought it back, and I picked another one out and brought that home, and just loved that one. So I go back, bring the book back, and I grab a third book, but I decided, I've kind of been in my own age range. I think I'll step up a notch and go up to late teens, early 20s, the books for them. So I took one out, I brought it home, I peeled the cover back, and on the very first page somebody had written, and I'll do the shortened version,
Oh, dear.
F you.
Oh, classy.
Inside a library book?
Yeah,
It was in a
what?
library book.
I don't doubt it,
I'm
to be
sure-
honest.
I'm sure they didn't know it was like that. They just checked it in and
Ah, the
Yeah.
public.
the public, yes,
Ah,
the
the
Well,
public.
they do it. They're supposed to do inspections of each book. I volunteered at our library.
yeah.
They're supposed to look through it and be like, okay, did they get food on the pages, or is
Right.
anything
Or does it
ripped,
say
or did they,
FU?
or
That's
did they
good.
write on it? Because
Look
then
at
they,
how far we've come. I love that.
because then they know who last had it and they can find them. Because then it's like you have to buy us a new book. You wrote in it.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
Oh,
Good
yeah.
idea.
Going back to
There's
one of
also-
your,
oh,
sorry. I was just saying,
Sorry.
going back to one of your earlier comments about going back and forth and why children love libraries. I think one of the reasons is that the children can go there and they can pick, let's say, 6 books, and mum and dad aren't saying, no, you can't have that, it's too expensive, or you've got enough candy, you've got it, they can take 6 and they're happy. Parents are happy for them to have 6 books. So
Yeah.
it's
Right.
one of the
Yep.
attractions. So, anyway.
That's very true.
Why are we getting
Oh, yeah,
kickback?
we're getting feedback
Because StreamYard is not good.
Oh, you still haven't been able to find that out, or
I think I might have fixed it, maybe.
I'm hoping. Sounds like it to
Boosted
me.
Oh,
the
I had a
audio a little
brilliant question. Now I've lost it. Dang.
Well, it'll come back to you, my dear. I'm sure that's
It
all
was-
there's to it.
oh no, what I was going to say was there's a lot of pushback against people getting Kindles because they're like, you can just use your,
Yeah.
your iPad or whatever. But the nice thing about the Kindle, especially for children, in my opinion, is they can't get onto the internet with it. They can just read their book and the illustrations come through on the Kindle very nicely. I think that that's a wonderful present for a child as a Kindle. And then they can have e-books all, they can borrow them from the library and everything on a Kindle.
Yeah, yes. I mean, I think, as I said earlier, that if parents are happy with that, it's kids reading tablets and things, I agree with you.
Yeah, well, I don't think Kindles should count as tablets.
No, I don't think so, in the sense that, particularly if you're using them to read to your children, and they're great in the back of a car on a long journey. You don't have to tote around 100 books to keep them busy
Exactly.
on a summer holiday. But it's the whole issue of screen time
Right,
is kind of
Right.
that's very true.
Do people appreciate the handheld book now, or do they most sit at desks and read books that way?
I think people appreciate the handheld books. I still have I have 2 boxes full of kids' books ready to give to whichever one of my children has their grandkids for their own children first. So I still think that people like them. So yeah, I just but also I remember, I don't know if you know, there's one author called Jan Brett. And
Oh yeah, she's the best.
he has fantastically beautifully illustrated books. They're in big books, glossy pictures, really lovely. I wouldn't let a 3-year-old or a 4-year-old handle those for too much, because the pages get ripped, and this beautiful book,
Yeah.
which is a minimum of $20,
Yep.
is going to get ruined. And so that's where a Kindle is a good option, or ebook is a good option. But yeah, I still think there's some real pleasure in doing that. But again, you can simulate some of that with page turning noises and features and things like that engage children. But I think a lot of it is also just reading to your children. I don't think it makes a big difference what they're reading and how they're reading a story. If you're reading with your kids, that's what they like. They like about it.
Yeah, that's very true.
Well, these are our children, our grown children.
Yep.
This
Right.
one back here, Andy, would sit there and let me read to him for hours.
Oh,
This
yes.
one over here, one sentence and off she went. and now she's the one that's always at the library reading constantly, and he never reads a book.
Well, except for kids' books, I read plenty of those.
Oh,
Yeah.
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 So
think,
interesting. I always
yeah.
thought that he'd end up being my scholar, because he loved me reading to him, but apparently it's not always related.
I think I burnt myself out of reading by the time I was like 14, because all I did all day was just read.
Yeah, you did. You read a lot as a child.
Yep.
Good education.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if
Well.
Goosebumps and Animorphs really count as an education.
Well, I learned things. I'll give you
Yeah.
an example of what I'm talking about, though. I learned how to spell a lot of words by getting books from the library and reading
Yeah.
them.
Yeah.
If I'd come across a word I didn't know, I would look it up in the dictionary, and I learned a lot of words by reading books.
Yes, I agree with that completely. I was just well, my kids go through three of them, and two of them are very good readers in the sense that they would read a lot when they're younger, and my third, my daughter, is not such a great reader, and she admits it. She says she's still not a great reader, but she has to read for college, so you have to get on with it.
Right.
And my other one, I don't think he reads. I don't think my son reads much now, other than unless it's a sports scores.
There you go.
Well, what's interesting about that, and I'm not tying these two together, but I think picking up a book or a newspaper, well, there aren't any newspapers anymore, never mind.
There are, but
Well,
no
there
one
are.
buys them.
They're hard to find.
Yes, they are.
But I just think it's so good for people to do something like that, because I was sitting upstairs just kind of scrolling through some things and all the rest of it. All I saw on places like YouTube are negative comments based on politics. That's all you see on there now. And I just think if you want to pick up a book, you're never going to run into that kind of thing, trying to control what you hear and what you think.
There's no comment section on a book.
Yes, thank God.
Yeah. No, that's exactly
Although I don't know.
Well,
if
I
you
mean-
Kindle, are they?
Every
Are they?
time so I have an app called Goodreads, and every time I finish a book, I put it on my Goodreads and I rate it, and then you can go into the comment section of
Yep.
people rating the book, which sometimes it's really helpful because it's like I'm kind of weird, and I like to have no idea what a book is about before I read it. Generally speaking, I mean, I like to know what type of book it is, but I don't read the back. I don't know, but I mean, it's helpful for people that are like, okay, is this actually a well-liked book? Is this,
I know, but
like-
they're not just in there ripping the author, ripping on
Not
everybody.
usually,
Thank
Not
God.
usually.
Yeah.
I write a review every once in a while if there's something specific about a book that I was like, it was really good up until this happened, which felt really weird. Like, I don't know. I'll do stuff like that, but generally I just give
More
it
of a critique
Yeah.
Yeah. than this is
I think
what's
it's
wrong with the
important for
author.
authors. I think it's important for authors to have both review and
Yeah.
potentially critique. I don't think there's any harm in contacting an author individually and saying, "Hey, I felt this is really good up until this, but this is kind of weird, and I didn't really understand how that came into it." I read when through various networks. I meet lots of authors, and so I read their books as much as possible. And I, will give private feedback if I feel that's appropriate, and if they want it, and saying, okay, this bit was really great, but this bit sort of, was a bit slow or whatever it is, because you need that. You need to have the individuals reviewing and giving some feedback. But at the same time, of course, books are very much a personal taste, and
Yes.
particularly the style of book. And, because I remember going to one writing class, and I had this idea for a series, and one lady thought the story was great. The first story was great, and the other person didn't like it at all. And so you realize that what you're looking for is specific feedback on structure or content or pacing or whatever. But at the same time, you like people to like your books, but you realize not everybody is going to do that. So.
What's amazing about that, just thinking about that whole situation, like I said, I fell in love with reading immediately because there's just other things that got involved, but I loved to sit there because it was quiet and no one could talk, and you could read your book. And the very, very first book, I think, that changed my life forever, and you've probably heard this a billion times, when I read Catcher in the Rye, it literally changed my life. I'm telling
wow.
you.
Now you hate phonies.
What?
Now you hate phonies.
Yeah, now I hate phonies. Yeah, exactly. That's
There you go.
exactly right. Is that book, does it still have the impact it once had?
I think I've read Catcher in the Rye, but if I did, it was a very long time ago, and I don't
Yeah.
really remember the story.
Yes.
It's a very
So
old
it
book.
really didn't change my life.
It's one of those
It
college
changed
books.
mine.
College students read those, that sort of book.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like high school,
Yep.
college. Yeah.
High school and college. Yep. And I was, 10 or 11, maybe 12 years old when I read it, but it literally changed the way I looked at the world. I thought, we're not all alike. That's a good way to look at it, I guess. But
Well, good authors will get you to think and see things
Yep.
in a different way. I love it when an author does unexpected plot twists, because I just get so, I would read all of these mysteries and all of this, and I was like, oh, I can see it coming by chapter
Yeah, that's the
3.
worst.
I know what's going to happen. And then, of course, they, the red herring and all that, and it was like,
But it's an obvious red
but
herring.
obvious. And then,
Yeah.
all of a sudden, it kind of turned into the least talked about, the least active character was always the one that did it.
Yeah.
The person that was mentioned like 3 times lightly. They're the one. And it was just, just for the formulaic. I don't know how you can't reinvent the wheel all the time, but this wonderful thing about kids is there's always a different thing that they're into, and every child seems to have a different kind of problem or a different take, or like you said, humor. They can say the
Yeah.
dumbest, sweetest thing, and it just tickles, your funny bone, and you can make a book out of that, I would think.
Well,
maybe.
Yeah, the thing with children's books is it's like you can make a book about a magic possum. You can create a book about a
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
studious beetle. Like it's just you can come up with anything.
Yeah.
And kids will love it.
Yeah, that's exactly right. For the children's books, is you can do a lot of that stuff, and I think you can still do that for adult books. You just have to maybe phrase it differently. But I think I find it astonishing how popular you still have our police series, lawyer series, and
Yes.
medical series on television, and how
Yes.
Oh yeah.
sustained, and yet you'd think that you'd have by now you'd have exhausted every single possible plot twist, plot this, plot that, and yet at the same time it clearly hasn't been done because people are still doing it. So I don't know how people, I don't watch enough of them any longer to find out how people create something different. But I think that's part of the genius of it is people saying, okay, I'm taking, one person will look at a situation and say, well, great, that's fantastic. And somebody else will make a wonderful story out of it. And that's how you're looking at things from a different perspective.
Right.
See, I think that's wonderful. I wish people would all look at things from a different perspective. Look at all sides. That's a good thing. I should have mentioned also, we were very, very lucky. Unfortunately, a couple of years ago, didn't work out too well. But since the kids were little, and going back, I don't know, 10, 20 years, 20, maybe 25, we were very close friends with Vince Flynn, who wrote many, many, many bestsellers. And just to watch a person like that, because he was always thinking about what he was going to do. He didn't tell you, but you could tell by looking at him, he was thinking about what he was going to change about this book that he's about to release, and that just to be around. The guy sold, I don't know how many millions of copies of his books. It was
Lots and lots.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, he died just a few years ago.
He died 13 years ago.
And so, somebody,
13?
and there's another author that's picked up the whole series.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's somebody Vince worked with, as a matter of fact.
Kyle Mills.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then and then now there's another new person, Don Bentley.
Yeah.
I don't know that one, but I think
Mitch Rapp lives forever.
Mitch Rapp will live forever.
There's been a Mitch Rapp book every year since 1999, save for 2002.
Holy moly.
There's a lot of them, yeah.
What?
Wow.
He worked very, very hard. I remember that. There's no question about it. But
Good
he just
gracious.
very, very nice guy. He had some problems with
He was
reading.
dyslexic.
He was dyslexic.
Very
yeah.
dyslexic. He really wanted to go into the military, but he couldn't because of his dyslexia.
Yeah.
Right.
The character in his books is supposed to be named Rich Mapp, but he messed it up.
No.
Yeah, there you go.
Couldn't figure
There's
it out.
who's that? The police one in one of I think it's Karen Slaughter's books. He's now on TV. I can't remember but he's a policeman, FBI agent who's dyslexic, and talks about how he gets around that in a practical day-to-day world where you're actually having to file, reports and things like that.
Right.
You're thinking of Will Trent, special
That's
agent
the
for the
one.
Georgia Bureau of Investigation.
Oh yeah, Will Trent.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very, very interesting. It goes in. Well, my elder brother was dyslexic severely, and as a child, and really struggled. Mainly reading in a traditional educational environment where a lot of it, what you're doing is reading, very challenging and hard work. But put anything practical in front of him, could fix anything.
Well,
Isn't that
that's
wonderful?
my daughter's dyslexic. She was just diagnosed last year. She's 10. And yeah, dyslexia is like a sought after skill now on like for people that are hiring. You put dyslexia in your LinkedIn and
Yeah, I've
people
heard
look
that.
for that.
Why is that?
Because it makes you think
differently?
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
The
Oh.
way that the dyslexic brain thinks is very different than how most brains think, and they can solve problems that most people can't in a really interesting way.
Well, whether or not you like Elon Musk isn't, the point of my take here.
Well, it
Stop
is on television.
talking!
He
It's
had-
on television, Catherine.
He had an interview where people were like, "Oh, I wish I could think like you," and he said, "No, you don't." They're like, "What do you mean?" It's like, I can't keep a relationship together. I can't do
Yeah.
the simplest thing. I can't remember to pick up a child from school because my brain is always focused on engineering stuff, is always whipping around in there, and that's all that I think about.
Yeah, he's the archetypal nutty professor for sure.
Yeah, that is
Yeah,
true.
I'm sure it's a form of dyslexia, or not dyslexia, but autism, right? Maybe,
He
perhaps?
seems like he's
This-
got to have some sort
Like
of spectrum.
savant type.
Savant,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, but like the stuff that he can do, it's
Yeah.
just, he's a brilliant person.
Yeah.
But his personal life is always in shambles.
Yep.
Everybody has to understands that you're not going to get a normal relationship out of me, no matter what it
I'm
is.
just not capable.
He works himself to death. He just can't stop working. I mean, so it's a blessing and a curse for a
Yes,
person like that.
definitely.
Yeah.
I mean, the blessing is he's very wealthy in that sense and well known
Yes.
and successful. But as you said, there are other aspects of life that are challenged.
Very challenging.
No, are we always going to have handheld books? Is there ever going to come a time? The only reason I ask that is that most of the commercials you see on TV now are not even real people; they're just fabricated voices reading the commercial. I mean, I just hope that hardcover books never go away.
They'll
I really
always
do.
exist.
What?
They'll always
I think-
exist.
I think what we're going to have, if you look at technology, is you're going to
Yep.
have a tablet that you can open like a real book, that you can have surface texture that can pop up. You can have instead of a touch screen, the touch screen can actually physically move. So something in the technology will move it up. So you've got thumbprints, you've got pictures, you've got almost the reality of a regular book. You'll have a texture. So you can physically, as I said, you can hit a button or you can physically almost do something that almost simulates a page. But I don't think, I think that we have to think of it in a different way and saying, what do we get out of books that you can't get out of technology and so forth? And other than the screen issue and fixation on screens, I think we can adapt technology to replace the books. I don't, and make it almost the same for people who like real hard, clunky books to take around and fill up your backpack.
Rucksack.
I'm
You
very
can buy them in secondhand
anti-Kindle.
Oh,
stores.
I'm anti-Kindle. I can't read it. Like I need the book.
So you don't want the world being taken over by data centers?
I do not. Well, and I mean, I feel like the thing about children's books is,
The tactile, I think.
well, and not even that, but like sitting and reading a book with your kid. I feel like to the child, it's half about the book and what's going on, and half about sitting with your parents.
Yeah, absolutely.
And doing this thing together, and
Yeah.
it's a very like it's kind of an experience rather than like, oh, let's pull up our screen and beep boop beep boop. Like it's just I don't know.
But it goes back to reading with your child is the experience. And so what you're reading, does it matter if it's a paperback or a hard copy? Does the child really distinguish that at an earlier age anyway? Or is it simply that how you're having your parents share that experience with you and talk about a book and having you devoted to them, your time to them? And, I must admit, as my children got older and it replaced listening to my stories, reading, having me read to them with reading themselves, you miss that connection time. But when your son can read faster than you can read or whatever, maybe that's the natural progression. But I don't know. This is where I think technology can evolve to the point where the books can feel like a hard copy. But I don't know. I stopped reading physical books when I was, because I used to read only when I was in the, in the gym on the the exercise bike, and realizing that, and we had this gym where the lights were, well above in the ceiling, and eventually I realized I can no longer read this text, so I had to get. So I then ended up getting the large print books. Well, they're massive, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
they are.
And the way it cost me $50 to replace it, I realized I'll get it myself a Kindle because I can enlarge an e-reader, enlarge the font. I can
Right.
change the lighting. I can, read at night and without disturbing anybody. And it's like, okay, this is a real, and it just changed. And I'm a person who grew up with books, but would peruse secondhand stores and buy stuff. And I had a lot of books, which I eventually got rid of, and because it's all now on my e-reader. But that's just me getting old.
Yeah.
Getting old. Gotta take a quick break if you got a couple more minutes.
Oh yeah, absolutely, yeah, for sure.
Magnificent. Have you seen a case where someone decided to represent themselves in court? Did it go well? Of course not, because law is hard. That's why I recommend Bradshaw and Bryant, personal injury lawyers, to help you navigate the labyrinth that is the justice system. If you've been injured and need legal help, just visit minnesotapersonalinjury.com or call 320-259-5414 to talk to one of the great lawyers at Bradshaw and Bryant.
It's interesting you mentioned children not differentiating between hardcover and paperback and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Because I can tell my 1-year-old definitely differentiates between board books and paper books. Because from what I gather, board books are a lot less delicious. Because
Yeah.
he tends to shred the paper with his teeth, but the boards he leaves alone. So he's discerning in that way.
I feel like there's a children's story in your child.
There's a children's book about a monster called Nibbles who eats books, and I mean that's basically one day.
And it turns out that it's a toddler.
Yeah, one day we were we put him down for a nap, and then I came in to get him from his nap. 2 hours later, and his crib was just full of little shreds of paper. And he had he reached through the crib bars, got a book, and just shredded the whole thing with his teeth.
Like
And
an animal.
Shredded it into confetti. Yep.
Like
And
an
I was
Like
like,
an animal.
great.
Jude, you haven't even done that.
No,
Yeah.
no, Ethan never did either. Colin's our first kid that eats books.
It's an interesting
That's,
thing, I will tell you.
That's a great story in there. I'm thinking already.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah, there you go. Well, it all works out. I just hope, about a month ago, I saw some stats come out that were really unsettling, that in the state of Minnesota, they're claiming that a good 65% of high school graduates cannot read.
Well, at grade level.
I
I would
grade
assume they're not
levels.
entirely illiterate. That
Well,
would,
they
that would
might
be
be.
alarming.
I guess it starts in like 7th grade. So if you're not reading
Yep.
at grade level by
12.
12, I don't know if you're going to catch up.
Well, it's at grade level. Yeah, it's not
Yeah,
just.
but I mean, you're
being
going
able
to fall behind more and more and more.
That's
right?
true, yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
odds are if
Yeah.
you're not at grade level, you're not going to become grade level in the
Right.
future unless some
Well,
effort is made.
I don't know where you are, but in Minnesota here, they shut down the public schools for an excessively long time, and a lot of kids just dropped out by
During
the time they
COVID.
were 11,
Yep.
12 years old
Yep.
because
Yeah.
they were on Zoom meetings and the kids couldn't hear. Their parents were doing this was going on. Nobody
Yeah.
was making sure they were logged in. There was no checks and balances for them,
Yeah.
and they just didn't get an education.
I heard that the people principals I've spoken to about COVID said that the reading level went down about 30%.
Yeah,
Oh,
no doubt it.
And
God.
Devastating.
that's from somebody. That's from somebody who's in private school, where you'd think
Right.
that people who have their kids there typically are more wealthy and therefore you'd say more successful and therefore appreciate the benefits of reading. But
Right.
really that didn't happen. So, and I understand how you're not engaged during that whole COVID business. Fortunately, we only had one semester when the kids weren't at school, but I understand. I think I can certainly see how the whole reading level goes down, but just because I don't see, but on the other hand, you still have to read. You have to learn how to read. You got to read for college. You got to read for work. You got to read. You got to be able to do that and
Yep.
level. However, I've also read that, a lot of when you're pitching technical manuals, you're pitching books, you're pitching people at like a grade, I can't remember if it's a grade 5 level or grade, I can't remember which level it is. You're writing to that level because that's what most people can understand clearly. And,
Yeah.
and business writing, I don't know if you're my experience, but it's all a series of points, here are your bullet points. You're not writing sentences, you're not writing complicated technical explanations of things, you're writing in bullet points so everybody can understand it.
Right.
So the
Right.
right reading level has sort of gone down. But,
That makes me sad because, like I said, you talk about feeling solace, I guess, of some kind. Sit down and read a book, and if you have to go in the toilet to do it, I guess that's fine. But just to sit there by
Barnard.
yourself and be entertained or learning things or whatever, being by yourself, that part of reading is very important to me. I know that.
Sitting on the toilet.
Yeah, sitting on the toilet.
Well, we do
Yes,
have Uncle
that's-
John's bathroom reader in the other room.
Yeah,
on the
there you
shelf,
go.
So.
He
Thank
sold
you
a lot
so
of
much
copies
for
of that too.
Yeah.
Well, that's like my kids know if I pick up my book and I leave the room, it's like, leave her alone.
When did they learn that? I'd like to know.
Well, I read a lot. I read like a novel a week, so I read a lot. So it's just been part of.
Like for us, like having an important phone conversation or working or that sort of thing it means they need to come as close to us as possible and start
Oh yeah,
screaming as
no
loud as
phone
possible.
calls. Absolutely not. Absolutely not phone calls.
Indeed.
Yeah.
All right, let's talk about your books. I want to talk about how many books have you written?
I have 10 have been published, self-publishing on littlepicturebooks.com. And I've got probably at least 100 in some kind of progress.
Oh,
So
Really?
yeah. Oh yeah. I've been doing this for 25 years, and so I have a lot of ideas and have got each one a lot of those to a certain level. But the real thing is finishing them off and then saying, I get this to the publishable state or illustration state to take it to the illustrators and say, okay, let's work on this and get something out. And it's a factor of time and money. And if I could devote 100% to doing this, I would be doing it. Sadly I have to earn a living.
Yeah, well,
geez, you would
there
think
it
with
is.
10 books published that you would be.
It's a question of getting them out there to the market and making sure people, getting people to say, yeah, this is something I'm going to buy this, and this is something that I'll tell everybody about, publishing your comments on Goodread or whatever it happens to be. It's not I've been trying to promote my books exclusively as fundraisers for PTAs and charities. And then trying to get people to say, well, why on earth should we read his books? I'm not famous for anything. I'm not infamous for anything. I'm just some bloke, some person that you don't even know. Why should I read their books? And so
You're creative. You can create some sort of crazy crisis.
Yeah, become infamous.
there you go.
Become infamous for doing something weird.
So yeah, or I'd rather become famous for something weird.
Yeah, there you
But
go.
so and then I think the same thing happens with regards, any sort of situation platform. And I talk to everybody, being able to make money from writing books, full stop. Children's books even more difficult, distinguishing yourself. So appearing on shows like this one is fantastic from my perspective. As you're getting the publicity, you're getting more and more, and eventually it's going to happen. It's just this question of let's say, I hope it happens sooner rather than later, that people pick up your books and think, yeah, these are worth
Right.
reading. We benefit from it financially. And so that's, it helps. That's, from a marketing perspective, I think is a great long-term strategy. Let's hope trying to get something going in the shorter term is important. And that's why you have to spend a lot of time on the marketing side of things. You can't just sit there and continue. I mean, it's lovely to sit here all day long and create books and get books out and the whole concept, but people still have to buy them just to be able to do that. So,
No
yeah.
question. Last name is spelled Dorey, correct? Simon Dory.
Yes, that's right. It means golden in French.
Ooh,
Oh, you're golden.
fancy.
I like it.
The prophecy.
I think I think my ancestors go back. I think primarily, if you go back far enough to, I would say the Normans.
Oh, yeah.
Made it the UK and stuff, and so Dory was your blonde hair and things like that. That's my thoughts on the process.
Simon, you got to come back. We have to talk more about actually people who know how to read. This is great.
Well, I'd love to. This is a great sort of family get together kind of.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm glad you pointed that out because that's what we're trying to do. This is not just another podcast where everybody screams at you or tells you you're wrong or blah, blah. It's a family, and there's another generation in the other room, so there's 3 generations of the family.
That's
It's
wonderful.
very, very important, but I think reading is one of the biggest things,
Yeah.
most important things that a young child can learn to do.
Yeah. Well, I've been sort of digitizing family photographs and came across one of there's my parents reading to my elder brother when he was, I don't know, 2-3 years old, and then my mother reading to her grandchildren. So this is a very great sort of connection all the way through and between the generations, particularly, and I think it's just important, really important for kids.
Yep,
Do we have time for one more story?
absolutely.
Okay, so I was in boarding school, and my housemaster, he left and he went to this finishing school in Switzerland. This very exclusive school, and the children there were sons of ambassadors and generals and wealthy and important people, and they'd never had their parents read to them. And so he was reading stories that he'd made up and other stories to 16-year-olds and 17-year-olds, and they were just sitting there enthralled in the whole process, the whole experience. And I think that and I'm surprised, and I hate to say it, but I'm surprised at how many parents haven't spent or don't spend as much time reading books to their children. It's just a great experience, to me. Anyway, there you
No
go.
question. Simon, come back soon.
I'd love to. This is a great experience, and thank you so much for having me. In particular, this is very, very short notice, and hope you all guys have a great day.
Anytime.
Yeah.
Have a wonderful day. Thank you, Simon.
Yep.
Thank
Thanks
you.
for coming on.
Bye-bye.
We shall take a break. Be right back. This segment brought to you by Michael Bryant of Bradshaw and Bryant Personal Injury Lawyers. Visit MinnesotaPersonalInjury.com to learn more. Christine's not on yet.
Not yet.
Okay.
I think Tony's here.
Well,
Oh.
Tony is here.
Somebody came in the door, so I'm assuming it's him.
Oh, he can wait
I
out
would
there.
assume
That's
so.
fine.
We're gonna need another thingy.
Another mic.
They're in the second drawer over there.
Okay, thanks.
And then Jude, you're
Mom's
gonna
gonna
have
need.
to get
Jude and Mom are gonna need to figure it out.
He's so comfy.
so comfy.
I hate to move, Judy. Come on, you gotta go scoot next to Dad.
Next to Dad. Here we go. There you
Right,
go.
get all
There you go.
warm, it'll be too hot. Oh, he goes, oh,
They're already doing the pig noise.
Such an old man.
he's such an old British gent.
He is an old British. What a great guest. How'd you find him, man?
He was on podcast.
It's always
Hot man.
he's
He
got
was
this
a
all-
great guest.
Oh, is the sound choppy, or is that just because Alex is rubbing her mic all over the place?
I'm not
You gotta,
Well, she was just moving
in
around.
front of me, not touching anything.
In front
you,
of
had
you.
you have a flowing blouse.
No, I don't.
Flowing enough.
Okay,
God.
okay,
It's
kids.
a button-up
Here we go.
collared shirt.
It's so funny. I was
Okay.
thinking about all of the books that I bought for, Andy and Alex. That was sort of the explosion of children's
yeah,
books. I mean, so many children's books. I mean, you just couldn't even keep up.
Quite.
And they were so,
yeah,
and they
no,
were
it's
so
yes.
beautifully, the give a mouse a cookie if you give a mouse a cookie series.
We have those.
Yeah,
Yep.
loved those. That was just to me sort of the epicenter of children's books. But when I was growing up, I went to the library, or we had little golden books. Remember?
Right, sure.
Oh yeah, we have a bunch
Remember
of little
those?
golden
Yeah.
books still. Yeah, I have them.
They were like
remember 'em.
$1.50 or
I
something
have
like
a-
that, and you could get them at any gas station throughout America because kids would get them for the back seat, so they'd be quiet, and they were cheap.
Yeah.
and they were, well illustrated, and they were. But that's all I had. I didn't have. I mean, my sister, I guess maybe we had some library books that never were returned. I'm guessing.
Offensive.
Those
I
are the
have
only
the
chapter books we really had.
Yeah, every so often I remember seeing a book in our house with like a library stamp on it that was like, please return by 17 years ago.
Well,
Like,
they do decommission
Yeah.
books.
yeah, we have
They
some of
do
those.
decommission them.
We have some of those books.
yeah, we do too.
They have like sales of.
Yeah. Well, but they put like a sticker on it saying decommissioned or whatever.
Yeah.
usually.
But they usually leave the little,
Sticker on.
yeah, because otherwise they would destroy a page.
That's sort of,
Yeah, I have a book. I don't keep a lot of stuff from my children, like being little. Some people keep a lot of stuff. I don't keep hardly anything. But one of the little kid books that I still have and will keep is called Everything I Need to Know I Learned from a Disney Little Golden Book.
Oh, there you go.
And it's really cute. It's like it has scenes from a bunch of different Disney movies, and it talks about all the things that you learned from those things, and it's really cute.
That's one thing about this job that I really, really like is we've obviously never met before. He's probably never heard of me, and I never heard of him or whatever. We just had between the four of us and him, we just had this wonderful conversation. We learned things. Remember how that used to be in the world where people didn't scream at each other on TV and do all that kind of stuff?
not really.
This is why I read books.
Oh, maybe
Nobody
not.
screams at each other.
Yeah, well, that's good. Nobody screaming at you then.
I'm reading a Harlan Coben book, and it's just great.
Have you guys ever read Catcher in the Rye?
I did when I was much younger.
Yeah, like high
I haven't
school, I'm
since
sure.
since I was in high school, I don't think.
J.D. Salinger.
I think they were trying to ban it now or something.
It's one of those books that gets challenged a lot, but
Why?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Culturally
What are they
inappropriate.
challenging?
Every book gets challenged about everything.
Whatever. There's always something
But
wrong.
is there, I don't remember much being inappropriate in the book.
Not either, but there's always some academic paper
I'll
on
look.
something that will
Well, I remember
reveal
there was a big controversy with it after Lennon got shot because supposedly what's his name read it.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
right.
Vulgar language, sexual references, rebellion against authority.
Yeah,
Oh, rebellion against authority. There's the big mistake right there.
Authority.
Oh, boy.
but it wasn't Lennon
Between
shot.
1961 and 1982, it was the most censored book in the United States.
Oh, my God.
For
Right on there. Right.
profanity, sexual content, immorality,
always made
unusual
it.
accusations.
Uh-oh.
What
Oh, no.
accusations?
Unusual accusations.
Unusual
I don't remember
accusations.
any of that about that book.
He
One
accuses people
school-
of being phonies.
One school
Yeah.
board briefly banned it in 1978 under the belief that it was part of the communist plot.
Oh, my God. See, there you go.
Yeah.
There
Like I said,
you go.
there's some sort of academic board that decides what should we go after.
Well, that's,
That's
like,
our government.
I just saw a picture of why someone could be put in an insane asylum like
Oh, yeah.
100 years ago.
Oh,
It was
for
like
being an outspoken woman.
reading
Oh, yeah.
reading too much was one of the things.
Stop reading.
Yeah, like I have to find it. It's so crazy.
Okay, when you're looking it up, I'm going to probably do the break here because she's about 10 minutes late. So,
I haven't heard
Well, she'll either
anything
be-
yet.
Did you go
well, if she
check to
comes
see if
on later,
somebody's here?
we can
Tony's
squeeze
here?
it in. North American Banking Company is locally owned and operated by people that live and work in the Twin Cities. That means faster loan decisions for businesses that are looking to grow. Go to nabanco.com/Tom to learn more. Member FDIC, equal housing lender. Being bitten by a dog, being in a car accident, wrongful death suits. These are just some of the unfortunate things you may experience that require legal assistance. Let Bradshaw and Bryant, personal injury lawyers, help make the unpleasant a little more pleasant by representing you. Just visit minnesotapersonalinjury.com or call 320-259-5414 to reach out and start putting the past behind you. That's pretty good.
That.
Yes.
You think?
I don't know. Whatever.
Why, I wonder if we should just bring Tony in.
Yeah.
I'll
Yes,
go get
we
him.
should.
Well, Dad said he can wait out there, so I didn't go.
What? Are you telling
Guest
what?
is getting close to 15 minutes late, so I think it. Yeah.
Yeah, I think she's a no-show, perhaps.
Yeah, it's looking like it,
These
unfortunately.
things happen.
Well, Tony can burn time up with the best of them.
Absolutely.
I have to leave at 2:30.
Oh, all right then.
I have to go get Sage from camp.
2:30.
Hello.
There's trouble.
Take a seat, sir.
There's your seat right there. What do you think of that action?
Sage is done
I
with
think
camp.
I'm just really glad I brought books.
You gotta read.
Since we're talking about
We're talking
books.
about
Yes,
reading.
we are.
I
Who's
love
that? He's like, oh, somebody. Should I be upset?
it. Should you start growling at him?
I don't think
Did
so.
you get him?
No growling?
This is a safe space, Jude.
Well, this actually worked out pretty well because the guest that was supposed to be on, she didn't show up. So.
Yeah, apparently
Thank
not.
God you're here early.
Met her in the parking lot and scared her away.
That's what you did?
Yeah, how you doing?
Marvelous.
Oh,
How
gotta
are
go
you?
Check him out. Okay.
Oh,
Busier
Jude's
than
got to
a
go say
one-legged man in a
hi.
butt kicking contest.
One-legged man in a
You'll
butt
need
kicking
to
contest.
turn on your
Yeah.
transmitter there.
Transmitter.
There's
Oh,
a little
that's
switch
right.
A little
on
black
this
box
thing. On the
the
top,
very
there's
top.
a switch.
right in the middle. There you
And I'm
go.
not on unless
You
I
got-
flip that switch.
Right.
Yeah.
There we go. Now
There
you're
you go.
on.
Now you're on.
Go.
Good to go.
Can I set it right back there?
Anywhere that's not next to a phone.
Right.
It
That'll
doesn't like
work.
it doesn't like phones.
I think you're okay in
You're
that
probably
leather.
fine. Yeah.
You're good. Don't worry about a thing.
We're all
So what's been going on in your world, pal? You still driving all over the world?
I am. I was just computing that on the way in here. I think after today, of course, I got the motorcycle out on the driveway.
Oh, yeah.
After today, I'll have 550 miles for the week.
For the week?
For the week.
Holy Hannah.
well. How
I went to.
for one day? How long would you want to be on a bike? You know.
Well, you know, it kind of depends, because the bike is very therapeutic for me.
Yeah. Yep.
So if I've gone through something that you know pulls on my
Sure.
tear ducts too much, then I want to spend more time on the bike.
Okay. But I mean, just physically, doesn't it get like?
Physically, it's physical therapy. It
Oh.
works in a positive direction.
Okay. Because I've heard some people say I can't.
Yeah, I'm the
I don't
only
like
one.
being on a bike more than.
I'm the only one.
Okay.
Yeah, you know, my back has been broken for 36 years, 36 years.
You wouldn't think a motorcycle would feel good.
And I've been trying to tell the VA that since they're covering my back being broken, they need to buy me a motorcycle.
Oh, there you
Because
go.
that's the therapy.
Yeah.
You know, I often tell the story back in 2018 when I did my first really big ride. The first day, I walked to the motorcycle with a cane.
Oh,
It was so bad.
yikes.
And at the end of the first day, I literally had to lean way forward and grab a hold of my highway pegs. You know what highway pegs are?
I do not.
You know, when you're riding a motorcycle, you're generally down like this, but if you want to relax, you can add to your motorcycle highway pegs, and they're up a little higher, so you can put your feet up.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, at the end of the day, I had to lean way forward and grab a hold of that to get myself off the motorcycle.
Oh,
But by the end of the second day, I got off it like I was a high school senior. I
really?
just bounced off it.
You
yeah.
jostled something back
Jostled.
in.
Yeah.
Not
And
a
the second
jostling.
day I rode across, on that particular ride, the second day I rode across the UP, which was really fun, very therapeutic. You know, I refer to it as dancing when animals cross the road in front of me.
Yeah, well, yeah.
So I got to dance with a moose, I got to dance with a bear, I got to dance with a mountain lion.
I don't think you want to dance with a moose.
No.
Or
I
bear,
thought,
or
you know,
mountain lion.
I was thinking I just duck and go right underneath it.
Yeah, really.
you know?
They're so tall.
So tall.
Yeah.
Are.
But
God.
yeah, so I got to see a lot of incredible wild creatures.
Oh,
out
I
there.
would imagine.
But none of that stuff none of that stuff bothered me as much as, or put a shock in me as much as when I came around a corner in northern Arizona, like, I don't know, a month later, and I came upon a herd of wild horses.
Oh,
Oh,
Herd of wild horses on the highway, and I'm thinking,
wow.
yeah, we don't want to hit one of those, but
How many do you think were in the herd?
about 8,
Okay.
you know, just sizable enough.
God.
I
Well, a
don't think.
pony is like 500 pounds, so
Yeah, we're talking wild horses are probably between 1,300 and
yeah,
1,800
it's a
pounds.
big,
Yeah.
it's a big beast.
Jude found a cricket back here.
Jude found a cricket?
Yep, there's a cricket underneath me.
Did he get it?
Is it alive?
It is alive. Well, it was. I don't know if it still is.
Correct.
Is Jew he or she?
Jude is a boy.
Yeah, we call him Judy. It's confusing.
Call him Judith a lot too,
Yeah.
especially when he's in
Judy.
trouble.
I say Judith.
Well,
I say Judith Marie all the time. and I'm
Just say,
like,
hey,
"That's-
Jude.
hey, Jude.
Well, that one
Everybody knows.
I know,
That's
but
why.
sometimes You visited us down in West Palm Beach, Florida.
did.
There's
I
a
remember.
there's a healthy Jewish population there. So if you go, hey Jude, people's heads whip around. They're thinking that you might be saying something to them. It's like Jude.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, he's looking at you because you said that.
Oh, sorry, Judy.
Jude.
Like, yeah.
Yeah, what do
So-
you want?
Did you have me on today because my personal library has more than 2,000 books in it?
Wow.
Yeah, we
Yes,
talked about
absolutely.
that before.
And
Sure,
that's
a
what you were
lot.
talking about right before I walked in.
Yeah.
Oh, we were speaking
Oh,
to a
that-
Well, you're
children's.
talking about books.
We were speaking to a children's author
Yep.
who's written 9 children's books.
10. 10
10.
published.
10,
Yeah,
sorry.
10 published now.
Was
only
it
I was still a child.
tinybooks.com?
Oh, wait.
Right? Is that what he said?
Oh,
Tinybooks.com?
what did he say? Little something books.
Well,
Little.
Chat, what did we say?
Hold on, I'll go back.
Help.
I'll go back and
Do
find
you have the
it.
transcript?
There, you got it.
Does it have it? Ta-ta-ta-ta, work parties. It does not give his.
.com.
Well, he's got
Earls.
simonpjdory.com, but yeah, he says they're all through
I
something.
thought it was tiny books.
Yeah, it's something like that.
Is that like a children's
Littlepicturebooks.com. There it is.
Littlepicturebooks.com.
I owned it.
Tiny, little, I think in
I
generalities.
know, me too.
You do.
I'm not as.
You sure do.
I really do.
Generalities.
But usually people catch on to it because I'm close, just not right on target.
Quite right.
Not right
There's
on
always
top of you.
something missing.
Yes, not
So-
a bullseye, just one off.
Are you still traveling so much?
I cut back a lot on the traveling because we've got a personal health crisis at home.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear
sorry.
that.
Yeah, the cigar lady has breast cancer
Oh, God.
I'm sorry to
When
hear
did we
that.
discover that?
about 2 months ago.
And what's
We're halfway through chemo now.
halfway through it? So
Yeah.
are the signs good?
We'll know tomorrow.
Oh, tomorrow's
Oh,
okay. Well, yeah.
Tomorrow,
The
she
scan?
said, why don't we take a look at it and see if it's growing or changing or gone.
Yeah.
And so that'll happen tomorrow. We're gonna give her an ultrasound tomorrow.
Oh.
And then she's scheduled for her 3rd chemo round on Friday.
Okay.
Eek.
That's interesting because our guest who was supposed to be on was a model who had to get a double mastectomy because of breast cancer.
Really?
And then she wrote a book about that that whole thing.
Whole story.
So that was going to be our second segment, but I don't know where she is.
Interesting.
So what I'm hearing you say is I have to talk really slow to fill in that space.
No,
Yes.
you can talk
We
enough
have
to
ano-
fill
we
the
have
space.
another
That's
hour.
not a problem. I've known you long enough to know you can fill the space. No question about
Well, I'm
that.
sorry to hear about that, but hopefully
Yeah,
this
that's.
Yeah, we were all
The
kind of
chemo
sorry to hear
will-
about that.
Yeah.
chemo will take care of it and
Well, that's what we're hoping.
got it early enough.
We did catch it early.
Good.
That's
We
what
did
you
catch
want
it
to
very,
do.
very
Yes.
early.
helps.
Well,
Yes.
breast cancer it's like amazing how much breast cancer they can cure.
Yeah, I know. Compared
Yeah,
to even just
Compared
20
to-
years
yeah,
ago.
seriously, it's like unbelievable. My mother-in-law had breast cancer and now has been in remission for 12 years,
Yeah.
I want to say.
I think we need to come up with a new word besides remission. Because
Oh,
remission
yeah. I know,
is
for
just
some
like
reason
that,
you can't
okay, it's
call it
laying
cured.
dormant now.
Yeah.
But it's still there.
Well,
Yeah.
you're technically, you can be in remission and then for a certain amount of time, and then once you've been in remission for a certain amount of time, then you're technically cured.
Yes. Cured is not a
Depending on
word
the
they use
cancer.
very
Yeah.
often when it comes to cancer.
It depends on the type of cancer.
Right.
Some cancers you can never be cured of because they're like the
Yeah.
instances of it coming back are really, really high. But then others, it's like, well, you haven't had anything in 10 years, and so you're cancer free.
Functionally,
yeah.
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 That's so. You just
You know.
found that how long ago?
2 months.
In the spring.
In the spring. Okay.
The biopsy, I think, was done in March. March or April.
When were you down in Florida?
I don't remember.
When were you?
It's like I've been a lot
I
of
can
places.
barely remember what I had for breakfast.
Yeah, I suppose.
I just try to keep on doing what I think is the most right thing for me to do every day. That way I don't have to remember it.
Yeah. Well, there you
That's a
go.
good plan.
Well, I think it was around March.
was
when
around
you
I was
were-
on a motorcycle.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you were on the motorcycle.
So it was nice
So
and
maybe it was
Was
like
that
April,
when I-
maybe.
Must have been in April.
That's what I'm thinking, yeah.
And I went from there to here, rode the motorcycle
Yes,
here.
yeah, you did.
Yeah, so that was And you've made that drive before, right?
Oh, we just made
So,
it.
so 3,200 miles, that's the route you go too, right?
No, mine's a little shorter.
Looks like you were on February 26th.
Oh, okay. So you were down there in February.
Yeah, looks like it.
Sure.
That's risky to ride a motorcycle in February in the northern climate.
Yeah, jeez.
That's surprising.
You know, I'm thinking, but I must have gone down there, got on a motorcycle, did your show, and then left it there, flew back home, and then flew back down. Because it was
Oh,
April
maybe
when I did my
Oh,
ride.
okay,
Yeah,
right.
there you go.
Yeah, that makes more sense.
I mean, that's why I keep the motorcycle in Florida
Yeah, you
in the
better-
winter,
Oh,
so I can fly down there and ride it.
I see.
Just a very quick question about this whole situation going through. Is there a certain type of person that's more apt to get breast cancer, or can it just hit anybody? I mean, I don't know much about it.
I know very, very little, but I know that there's this new, I think they call it the BRCA1 test. Is this, have you heard of this?
My sister-in-law actually just had this done. Yes, it's like
So apparently, the BRCA1 test, if you're positive there, then you're more prone, or you're more susceptible, or the chances are greater
yes.
that you might develop breast cancer. Incidentally, if you're positive with BRCA1 and you're male, you're still more likely to get breast cancer.
And other
Wow.
types of
Apparently-
cancer too, I know.
Yeah, and other types of cancer too.
Yeah.
The other, what they say for men who are BRCA1 is testicular and breast cancer.
Yeah. And women, I think it's ovarian. and
Yeah,
breast
well-
So
cancer.
some sort
We,
of hormone.
we got rid of that option about 15 years ago.
Yeah, so you're like we're clear.
There you go.
All clear.
Yeah, and it was for completely unrelated reasons.
Yeah.
But yeah, so
Well,
I don't know. Does that answer your question?
It
That's
does.
the only one that I know of. And then the other thing that it depends on who you ask and what kind of answer you'll get. But diet and exercise are huge.
Huge.
I mean, stop eating French fries at McDonald's, man.
That's,
I mean,
boy, that's true.
those things are really, really good. So that's that's a
Yeah.
really hard one to say no to. But
Yep.
you know, the just
go to Steak and Shake. They're doing beef tallow fries now. Beef tallow instead
what
of
does that mean?
seed oil. Because like corn oil and all that stuff that they, I
I'm
don't
thinking
know.
if it's fried in oil, it's fried in oil. There's a danger risk no matter what.
Well, it's pretty much, they're now, I've been reading a lot about
Okay.
It's very
this
into
kind of
seed
thing.
oils
Seed oils are
currently.
very toxic, and they sit in your fat for up to 10 to 15 years before it goes away.
really?
God.
Other
Seed
fats
oils.
and oils don't do that.
Oh, oils. So not necessarily seeds.
Well, it's like
seed
it's,
oils.
Well, it's like canola oil and all that. We all think
That's
it's
supposed
so
to be
healthy.
good for you.
It's a seed, yeah.
New.
How about olive oil? Is that still good
Olive
for you?
oil,
Olive oil's good.
lovely. Coconut oil, lovely.
Avocado oil.
Avocado oil.
We use ghee for almost
I'm
everything.
a big fan of the olive oil
Yep.
stuff.
Yeah.
I love my children will just take spoonfuls of olive oil.
I think that's totally okay.
Yeah,
absolutely.
You've probably heard
Yeah.
of
Love
the
it.
blue zones, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
The region in Italy where the blue zones exist, those guys they take 2 tablespoons of olive oil just straight every day,
Yeah.
and then they live to be over
Oh, yeah?
100.
Yeah.
Of course, they're doing
No,
other things
thank
like
you.
walking uphill to church every day.
Every day.
And the big one that nobody stops to think about is every single day those people are getting together with their neighbors and spending hours just BSing.
I will say,
Just-
I don't know what it is about walking uphill. I mean, this morning I lifted weights for half an hour and then I took my dogs on a walk. Like lifting weights, I was just like, totally fine. Throwing weights around, whatever. And then I walk up a hill when I walk my dogs and I'm winded. I'm like, what is it about walking up a
Yeah.
hill?
One of the reasons why one of the reasons we got e-bikes is because to get to the bike trail, it's all downhill. You don't even think about it. You're like,
You're
wee,
right.
this is so easy.
And then you get back home and you got to call a cab.
You're sitting there on the
know.
lowest speed. Oh my God, I hate this hill. I hate this hill.
No, it's like, what?
It's so hard.
I was sending a voice note to one of my friends, and all of a sudden I was like, well, this happened then. And I'm like, I just am walking up a hill.
Yeah.
I don't know if
I
this
don't know.
answers your question, but it reminds me that I did some studying back in the days, just a couple years ago when I started taking care of myself a little bit more. And one of the studies that said you can run a mile and a half, you can walk up a hill
Yeah.
for a mile.
Probably get your heart
And
rate up
you're-
about the same.
And you'll get more benefit from
Yep,
walking up a
up the
hill
hill, yep.
because you're not doing the heavy pounding on your knees and your ankles
Yeah.
and your hips.
I do both. I'm a runner, and I also, as part of my training, is
You're young, so.
yeah, true. But I hike.
And you're little.
But I hike
And
on
you're
my
little.
but I
And
hike
you're
on my
little.
treadmill any day that I don't run, because hiking,
Well,
like walking on an
Take the
incline
treadmill
is
and
so
you
good
gotta
for
push
you.
that incline up.
I do. Well, I know. I
Yes.
do hikes. My treadmill goes up to 15%, and
Yeah.
I'm like hiking up. Yeah.
Yep, I do
It's
that
great.
for 10 minutes twice a week.
That's good.
It's unfortunate Christine couldn't make it. Author, runway model, and breast cancer survivor. I would have fit right in.
Not,
It would have been.
not today.
Not to, that's too bad. Christine, if you could make it again some other time, that'd be wonderful.
A friend of mine, she lives in a very hilly, mountainous area in northern New York, and I go to see her from time to time, and she still gives me crap about the fact that she's, well, let's go for a walk. I'm like, okay, let's go for a walk. Straight up a mountain. And I'm like, I had to
that's not a-
stop, and she's like, this is what she does every day.
Yeah,
And she's like, hey,
Yeah.
That's not a walk, that's a hike.
Yes, that's
I'm like,
a hike.
you are cruel. So she's like, anytime you come, we're gonna go up the mountain. I'm like, oh, I got a train to go see my
do.
friend.
You do that.
I suppose you do, just
Not
the way it
nice.
is.
Yeah.
So how's everything else going? I know you give a lot of your life to helping other people out with a number of things, and I mean that's a fact.
Very kind of you to say.
Well, it's a fact.
It is, yeah. So we're still doing the same thing. It almost feels like it's a little bit redundant to talk about it, because we're just always going out and doing it. The last Gold Star family that I met with was the last Saturday in June, and that came with a hell of a story. We went to see this guy. We rode that day. We rode 350 miles, and he was at the end of the ride. But he became a Gold Star dad when his son, who was the high school quarterback, just the stellar athlete,
Right.
joined the Army right out of high school, and then he decided to join the Army Rangers.
Oh.
And then the part of this that becomes interesting is, often if we ever talk about or find yourself in a conversation about the first Gulf War,
Right.
one of the things that comes up is, well, why didn't George Bush Sr. finish it? Why didn't he go get Saddam Hussein?
Right.
Well, this particular Army Ranger, who was the high school quarterback and stuff, was a stellar performer in the training for the Army Rangers, and he was part of 3 teams that were actually training. They were rehearsing, and if you have ever heard of us taking out a bad guy, the stories behind it are, okay, we had to train for 6 months. We had to build a replica
Sure.
and go through it so that they could actually maneuver through it without thinking about it. They know where every doorknob is. They know
Right.
they know how many steps to take in the dark. They know how to do all of this stuff. Anyway, this ranger was part of 3 teams that were training for 6 months to take out Saddam Hussein. And the way the dad describes the phone call is, the son called him up the day before and said, yeah, we have to go through a live operation tomorrow. We're gonna run through it live, but we're not ready. We're not ready, but we have to do it live because Colin Powell's coming to watch.
Oh.
Remember Colin Powell was
I
Secretary of Defense?
know who he is, but why would you change things and put soldiers at risk because of Colin Powell showing up? Doesn't make sense
Because
to me.
he's the Secretary of Defense.
Well,
There's a chain of command.
I
When
don't
the
care
top dog
who
is
he
coming.
is.
Anyway, the
We're not
kid said
ready,
to
we're
his
not
dad, we're
ready."
not ready, we're not ready. And anyway, Colin Powell showed up and watched him,
Irritates
and he
me.
watched 2 helicopters crash and 25 men die.
Oh
See,
God.
this is what
Yes,
I'm saying.
you're like,
Oh
Point.
God.
That's my point.
Anyway, that occurred in
Don't get it.
that occurred at Salt Lake in Utah.
Mm-hmm.
That's where they were training to do it, and it occurred on October 29th, 1992.
92. Okay.
So what was October 29th, 1992?
That is a date.
It's about 5 days before the election.
Oh.
And
Who
3
lo-
days after
and-
my birthday.
And who lost the election? And then he's a lame duck. So he says, well, we don't have time to train another team. We can't go get them. So for anybody who wonders why the first Bush didn't finish the job,
It's because they were trying to
that's
impress.
why. They were trying to impress Colin Powell. And we
Freaking
can-
Colin Powell.
Alex, have you dropped your mic?
Great deal
No,
of
I didn't.
Well, it's rubbing like hell. I Don't know what to tell you.
I'm not. It's not moving.
It
It's
is.
Let me
not.
fix
Mama
it
will
for
take
you,
care of it.
dear.
Let's
Let
get
me
Mama to
help
take
you,
care of it.
sweetheart. There we
No,
go.
it was up there and I got yelled at before. Because it was rubbing against my collar.
Okay.
Every move I make is...
One thing I love about doing family
Okay.
podcasts is this stuff is just normal. It's just the flow of the whole situation. It's a family
I was
thing.
gonna say,
You know, I
was
heard you talking about this being a family thing before, and it reminded me, just last night, my wife and we have to watch our comedies before bed.
Yep.
Last
Oh,
night,
yeah.
the comedy we chose to watch was 8 Simple Rules.
Oh,
Oh, I
yeah, for
remember
dating
it.
my teenage daughter.
Oh, yeah.
8
Yes.
Simple Rules for Dating My Teenage Daughter.
Yep.
And that show is just still, to this, it's just hilarious. But it's just constant infighting between the kids. They're constantly going
Right.
after each other.
Right.
And John Ritter, rest his soul,
Yeah.
just can't quite get a handle on his kids. The show is just really funny.
So it's kind of like this
So
family.
yeah, it's
Well,
a little bit.
Get our
Andy
kids
and
under
I
control.
fight the least out of anyone
That's
in
true.
this family. Out of any pairing, Andy and I fight the least. We never
Yeah.
fight.
Your mother and I don't fight.
Well, you're young. You can grow into that.
yeah,
But
there you go.
I mean, we argued a little when we were kids, but like in adult life, we just do not argue
Yeah.
at all.
But you got that from Mom and me, because Mom and I don't fight.
My brothers used to fight like I was terrified of them. They were these huge guys, and I remember one time in particular, my parents let the boys take care of me and my other brother, and I hear them tumbling down the
Oh,
staircase.
God.
And they're punching each other in the face as they're tumbling down the staircase.
Nice family.
Daryl's nose is bleeding like crazy. I'm like 5. I'm like,
Well, you know, I hate
What
to be
is
the one to
happening?
point this out, but that'll leave a mark.
Yeah.
That will leave a
On you.
mark.
yes. I remember thinking, what could they be so angry about
Well-
that they would be punching each other till they bleed?
If you're 5, they probably were in their teens, I would imagine.
Yeah, they were
late
in their
teens.
teens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
They
Makes
were
sense.
they fought like
teenage
cats and
boys do that.
dogs.
Yeah, they
I guess
do.
when
so.
I was a teenager, I used to fight with my little brother all the time.
Physically?
Sometimes.
Really? You get
Well-
slugfest going?
Yeah, every once in a while.
Andy
Every
has a
once in while.
4 and an almost 2-year-old, and honest to God,
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
you would think
Yeah.
it was WWE
You
when
sure
they were
would.
Yeah,
running
I was
around.
lucky because my older brothers were 3 years older and 4 years old, 5 years old.
Oh,
so
yeah.
They were mostly
pummeling you?
mostly just completely disinterested in me.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's,
Yep.
that's
So
a
we had
blessing.
girls in between.
No.
It's a blessing.
So where did you grow up?
Southern Minnesota,
Like where?
near Austin.
Oh, near Austin. Okay.
Near Austin.
I'm
So
just
you've
going to
had
Google
spam your
Austin,
entire
Minnesota.
life?
I had spam a lot.
Did you have relatives that worked at the spam
My father
factory in the
spent
fall?
40 years at the spam factory.
There you
go.
go.
And actually, he spent 37 years working there.
Wow.
And then he had 37 years in when they went on strike in 1985.
Oh, God.
And then he officially took his retirement 3 years later. So he says, well, he used to say that he worked there for 40 years. But yeah, so if you know anything about that strike, I was very close to that strike. I had uncles,
Oh, yeah.
cousins.
Yep.
I had guys I went to high school with that crossed the line.
Yep.
I had guys I went to high school with that refused to cross the line. I had cousins on both sides.
Sure.
All my uncles were one-sided. I didn't
Yeah.
have any uncles that crossed the line. But, you know, it took a long time to get that thing fixed. But in my mind, it's still not fixed. But that's because I did way too much research on it, and then I wrote the story about it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
My mother lived in southern Minnesota near New Prague, Vesely.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you've ever heard of Vesely, the boom
Probably
town.
not.
It's
Probably
very,
not.
very
No one
tiny.
has.
And I don't remember where the canning factory is for
Owatonna.
Jolly Green Giant.
Owatonna.
A
Owatonna
lot of
Canning,
the
yeah.
lot of the farmers' wives would go work there every fall
Mm-hmm.
when they had the harvest, and they would help work.
Oh
in the
yeah,
canning
you know, when I
factory.
was growing up, working for Green Giant was the dream job.
Oh, yeah.
Because you know,
Oh,
first of all,
yeah.
they paid like 2 or 3 times minimum wage, so you got like $3.50 an hour.
Ooh, the big bucks.
And you know, you got to drive the combines and stuff. And
Oh, yeah. I
So
don't know
it
what they were
was a-
doing in the canning factories, but that was a way
Yeah,
of making
so
it
it
so
was
that
a
the
very
farmers could make it through
seasonal-
the winter.
very seasonal farmers thing. Now, I didn't grow up on a farm, but I grew up around farms.
Mm-hmm.
I grew up in a town 10 miles from Austin, so it was a farm community.
Yeah.
And I bought my first car with money I made working for farmers. So I was around it all the time. I was as around it as I could be without being in it.
You know what's interesting about that is obviously people drive up north to go to the cabin, all the rest of that. I think driving south is every bit as entertaining and educating. I love the southern part of Minnesota.
I know.
There's a lot more lakes than
Yeah,
than people
absolutely.
give it credit for.
Yes.
Yeah, and the river down there, the bluffs and everything, very pretty.
Oh, yeah, in the
On-
southeastern
on the
part, yeah.
southeastern
Yep.
part, very
And it
pretty.
was southwestern part of Minnesota where I hit the deer.
Oh,
There you go.
So
Speaking
damn.
of southern Minnesota, yeah,
Yes,
I was a mile out of Pipestone
Oh, okay.
when I hit the deer on the motorcycle at 70 miles an hour.
Oh,
did it
God.
jump right in front of you?
Don't you guys know this story? I thought you guys knew this.
Oh yeah, we've heard it, but
I know, but it just is like, ugh.
yeah.
I,
Yeah,
You're reminded
you know,
of
I,
it.
I still wake up in the middle of the night once in a while going, yeah, am I supposed to be alive?
Yeah.
Seriously.
Because, yeah, everybody I know who hits a deer on a motorcycle when they're traveling at 70 miles an hour is a funeral I've been to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
or could have gone to. You know, you just don't survive that. And not only did I survive it, I didn't even put the motorcycle down.
Really?
The motorcycle was completely totaled. I hit the deer's rib cage with my headlight,
Oh.
and I think I split it right in half. I don't know. I don't know. All I know is what I had left when I didn't stop. I didn't stop till I got to Pipestone. And then the next, I didn't even look at it. Just grabbed my bag, went in the hotel, came out the next morning and said, okay, let's check out the bike with my camera. And made a movie of the whole thing, and we found about a 4-pound pile of feces on the back seats.
Was it
Right.
yours
I
or
was
the
gonna
deer?
say. Notice you didn't say deer poop.
I was trying to be, I was trying to keep it a family show.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, but yeah, the motorcycle ended up totaling the motorcycle. It bent the frame. All the lights were gone. The fairing was still intact, but all the lights were broke off it. The lowers were destroyed. The roll cage was bent on both sides of the motorcycle.
How did it keep going? I don't understand.
Yeah, for a mile.
Didn't sound.
This was my thought. My first thought was, oh, I'm still alive.
Yeah.
Right.
No.
My second thought was, well, I'm still rolling. I'm going to keep rolling.
Okay.
Because it's pitch black. It was totally dark.
Oh,
but you didn't
God.
have any lights then.
I didn't know that.
Oh.
I mean, the shock was so much that I didn't know I didn't have any lights.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I
you
tell
just
this,
had an instinct.
so I'm
Yeah, I
rolling.
get
I'm
it.
rolling like 15 miles an hour, and so okay, I'm just going to keep rolling because I could see the lights of the town. It's right there, and a car came toward me,
Oh, God.
and I actually reached up and dimmed my headlights, and that's when I realized I didn't have any.
Well, that's a good thing you dimmed them then because
Jeez.
I was so.
But yeah, so that was it was a pretty scary experience. Afterwards, you know, during it happened so fast that I didn't have
Yeah.
time to.
Well, we've all seen pictures of
Yeah.
cars that have hit a deer and how much damage it can
I've
do
hit
to
a deer with
car.
my car. And it's
There's a bunch of
definitely not
pictures
fun.
of my motorcycle on our website, goldstarride.org. You probably have to look around for them a little bit because that was 2 or 3 years ago. So they're down at the bottom of the page.
See if I can find
You
it.
scroll through a lot of pictures before you get to it.
One
Oh,
of
yeah,
our
the
one of our
pictures.
listeners that's on the chat all the time had a viral video go out because
Oh, I think I
a
might
squirrel,
still have
no,
it.
a mouse had filled his motorcycle up with pieces of corn.
Do I still have it?
And he started it up, and there was just
Oh yeah, yes I do. Here
like
we
a
go.
bushel
Oh, here
of
it
corn
is.
coming
Here's
out
the
the
here's the
tailpipe.
corn cycle video.
Not too bad in the mouth, but I am only myself.
It's all corn.
All corn.
I wish it was popping.
Yeah, well, maybe if he revs it long enough, it'll pop.
One mouse did all of that.
So much corn.
Very industrious mouse.
Wow.
Good
It
God.
just keeps coming.
It just keeps on going.
Oh my
Wow.
gosh.
Yeah.
Corn.
Yeah, that was Alex Bizarre.
Yeah.
Yeah, he said it went viral, but then he got in trouble. And then they banned it or something.
Yeah, I got in an argument in the comments, and apparently Instagram didn't like that so much.
Well, that was a TikTok video. So
Or
maybe
whatever.
it was-
Yeah, don't
They're all the
tell me
same.
we don't have any. What's the word we're looking for when some authority tells you you can't use a word?
Overlords.
Censorship.
Censorship, right? Don't tell me we don't have any censorship.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
How would one mouse do all of that?
Hey, they gotta make
it
it
would
through
take 'em a
winter.
day.
So it would take,
Yeah,
Yeah, it would
take
take them a little bit of
a
time.
bit of time.
Well, let's see. I see 100 trips.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right
Oh, at
there.
least. Yeah.
That's all they do all day is store
Yeah.
food. You know.
Well, you just
you're a
fill your
mouse,
cheeks
when you're a
and
mouse,
then-
what do you have to do? It's
Yeah.
not like they're going to spend time polishing the car or washing the
Oh,
dishes.
yeah.
gotta-
And you
Doing
don't care what
laundry.
the carpet looks like.
Got to
or
get the
laundry.
corn in the motorcycle.
Right. Got to get it in there.
Your picture of the
hilarious.
deer has, I think, scrolled off of the page. I don't think there's enough room for it anymore on your photo gallery.
Oh.
It might be in the video page.
On the videos page?
Yeah, it
the
could be on the,
vlog
might
entries?
be on the video page.
Let's see.
The vlog, yeah.
Awesome. I remember one year I drove up to my brother's cabin in my car, and so I'm driving, and he's like, watch it around this corner, there's usually deer. Turn around the corner, 50 deer.
Yeah.
And then watch it over here, there's usually deer. You turn the corner, 50 deer. I mean, he's like, and he's hit I don't know how many going up there, and he knows where they all hang out.
Yeah.
He still has hit, I think at
thinking-
least 3.
I know.
I think I'd only have to have one before I knew where they were.
Yeah.
I hope I would only have to hit one.
Well,
But I tell you from my experience, driving a motorcycle at night is a rarity anymore.
Oh,
That's
really?
I think
well,
that's-
well, you can't see the deer.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, they really do come out of nowhere. Like I hit a deer with my car probably 2 years ago, and it just like from tall grass was suddenly in front of me.
Well, you
Yeah,
can
and-
kind of see a car because cars are fairly quiet, but a motorcycle's pretty loud. You'd think that they'd be smart enough to not jump in front of that.
I
why
also
do they
don't
do
go
that?
anywhere with. I have deer horn or deer whistles on my motorcycle.
Yeah. Do those
And
work?
I think they work.
Oh,
I
yeah.
have seen deer in the field over there turn and run the other way when I was tooling down the road. So I'm a big believer in deer whistles. I put them in all my vehicles and all my and the motorcycles too.
That's a really good idea. I like that
But
idea.
I should have known
Other than
better.
a force
that
field.
When I hit the deer, it was September, and we all know what happens in September in Minnesota, don't we? It's when the combines are out in the fields.
Yeah.
And it was dark, and I was driving past a cornfield, and I could see a combine half a mile away. So combine was just chasing the deer out.
Oh.
I should have known
yeah.
better.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
yeah.
should have known
Well,
better.
you don't know.
Yeah, the deer like to be in the cornfields because there's plenty of food
Yeah,
and they're
they do.
safe. They're hidden.
They're
Yeah,
hidden, yeah.
they do
Yep.
like that.
Yep, or
But they've got to weigh, I don't know how much a deer weighs, but it's got to be
I don't know either
700
because in all
pounds.
my attempts at deer hunting, I have yet to get one.
Really?
Well, I've only been doing it for a year.
Oh.
Oh, yeah.
We'll go up
Yeah.
to my brother's cabin, and around that one corner, there's always.
Well, you can't hunt without permission, so there's all kinds of stuff going on there. I go with my brother-in-law, and I don't mind mentioning my brother-in-law because today is actually the anniversary of the day that I lost my sister, his wife.
Oh, today is the day?
She passed away a year ago today.
Oh, my God.
So since then, as a matter of fact, my last words to her, she was laying in the hospital bed. I was sitting with her, holding her hand for like an hour and a half. And then I just stood up and I leaned over and I whispered in her ear and I said, I'm going to go take care of Todd. And I left the hospital room and I went out in the parking lot. And me and Todd were enjoying each other's company in the parking lot for about 10 minutes, and then his phone buzzed and he said, come now. And so we ran back up there and she just passed away.
Yeah.
She passed away
That
while
happens all
I
the
was
time.
talking with Todd. in the parking lot.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
So, but she was in the hospital for, I don't know, 6 days before she passed away.
6 days.
My wife's grandpa, he was in the hospital during COVID, so of course it was like a big thing. And he was like, he was at death's door. And 3 out of 4 of the expected family members were there. And they wouldn't let Melissa's brother up because they're like, oh, you can only have so many people. And they were like, he's dying. What's
Yeah.
the worst that's going to happen? What am I going to give him? COVID?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Eventually, they managed
Seriously.
to convince them to let him go up and see his grandpa. And he walked in the room and said, I'm here, Grandpa. And he died.
Oh, God.
Oh, God. He was waiting to see everybody.
People,
Yeah.
people
Could
do
be.
that.
They do.
Yep.
It could be.
People
So,
they wait until everything is as it should be, I suppose.
Yeah.
so my last words to her were, I'm going to go take care of Todd. And I'm pretty sure that means I have to still take care of him. So I
Yeah,
call
you
him
gotta
up.
keep doing it.
I call him
Yeah.
up and I say, all right, take me hunting. So he grew up in a farm in Red Wing.
Yeah.
Just outside of Red Wing. So last year, I think I made 6 trips out there, and we go sit in the shack and we wait for the deer to walk by. We haven't seen one yet. We see all kinds of them on the way to the shack and on the way back. But once we get there, they're
They
not
know, they smell the gunpowder.
there.
They smell like a-
We're hunting with bow and arrow.
Yeah.
They smell
They
the,
smell the arrows.
They smell the arrows.
Yeah.
they smell you.
And it's not like they're not there, because first of all, there's tracks all over the place, and secondly, he's got motion sensor cameras out there. So he sees it on his phone. Oh, look, the deer are right there. If we were there, we could shoot one.
If we were only there.
If we were only there.
How nice.
Anyway, so maybe this year I'll get one.
You'll get one eventually.
You just have
Gotta
to
be
wonder
patient.
why it is that deer do that on roads. And a lot of animals do it. Squirrels do it all the time. They wait until a car is coming to cross.
Because they're
Yeah.
dumb.
Well,
It's like you
It's-
got 1,000 miles to the east, 1,000 miles to the west, and you choose that moment to cross the road.
I know.
I would
It
answer your
is-
question that you're clearly trying to ask, but I don't
Suicidal.
have any friends who are squirrels.
You should get
You don't
some.
And
have any
I'm-
squirrely friends?
Don't squirrely friends, but I don't have any
That's
friends who are
different.
squirrels.
That's a different
Do you
deal.
know how many
But-
times just walking the dog, we have a ton of rabbits in this neighborhood. Apparently we have all these coyotes, but they're falling down on the job. I don't know, probably 5 times a rabbit has run right in front of
I know.
Jude's nose.
Yeah.
Why?
Right
And?
in front of. He's
What does
on
he
a
do?
leash. He's on a leash, so he can't do anything about it.
Okay.
But I mean, that's how dumb they are.
Yeah,
So
our
since
dog.
we're talking about that, we have a Cocker Spaniel. It's a tiny bit bigger than Jude.
Yeah.
And our Cocker, and I fenced in the backyard, so we don't take the dogs for a walk. We just send them out to the backyard.
Sure.
Right,
And
right.
3 times that Cocker Spaniel has produced 2 rabbits and 1 squirrel. So
Sure.
3 times he went hunting and
Yeah.
was successful.
Really?
Yeah.
In the yard?
In the yard,
Well,
yeah.
Jude
Oh.
and Daisy killed a rabbit in Andy's
Yes, they
backyard.
did.
Jude was
Oh,
only
that's
there for
right.
an hour, and he pulls this baby bunny out, and
Well, that's a baby bunny. My
Yeah.
dog got full-size
Barely even
rabbits.
counts.
Hey.
Yeah, the babies don't know how to run. They don't know how to run.
your story,
Where are you going?
so gruesome. One of these days you're going to have to tell.
Oh, you got to pick them up from camp?
Get
Yeah.
out of here.
Sure do.
She's got this little terrier who, how many rabbits has she murdered? And brought in the house and took it apart in the house under
my
the bed.
Oh, that's fine.
On my bed.
On
That's
the bed.
That's fine.
Thank you for that.
She's a terrier. They're murder machines.
Here's a murder machine.
They really are. That's what they're
I still
Right.
remember.
Bye.
I still remember.
So now that she's going, can we start the show?
Yeah, there you go.
Now let's talk
Kicking
about
it out
Alex.
here.
I remember the time that Jack Russell's brought
Oh, boy.
home a deer leg. Mm-hmm. Not a
deer
deer,
leg?
just the deer leg.
Well, there were people hunting down on that cornfield on
Yeah.
the Crow River all
Yep.
the time, and they'd field dress things.
Well, yeah. then
And
you
you
kind of
know,
have to.
the animals were.
But
Yeah,
what, they just leave the leg?
they just, I guess, they don't. There's not a
I-
lot of
I'm
deer
gonna-
meat on a leg, I guess.
Well, I'm going to guess that's where it was shot.
I don't know.
Oh, yeah, that
Oh,
could be. They can't use
maybe.
it, I suppose.
So they couldn't use it, so they left it behind. They
Yeah.
left it for the coyotes.
Yeah, the
or-
Jack Russells brought home a bunch of fox babies one time, dead. They killed a bunch of foxes. Yeah.
But they probably had it coming.
They probably did have it
I
coming.
think that mama took out that other one of our Jack Russells. I think she didn't
yeah.
forget.
So on it,
Yeah.
the good news with this stories of hunting and stuff like that is, do you remember the dad I was just talking about, the Gold Star dad that
Yep.
we went to see? He
Yep.
showed us his house. He invited, we had a bunch of bikes there. I think we had 15 or 20 bikes, but he invited us all in to see his house. And he has a Rambler that he built. He's been there forever, I suppose. I think it's the house that he raised his son in. But it's about a 2,500 square foot Rambler, 1 story, and it's a museum. You walk in this door and there were literally 250 animals that he had hunted and stuffed.
Oh.
Oh, God.
And then you go in this other room and there's 250 more. And in this other room, every animal that he hunted, and he
trophy.
had 2 of them were buffalo. But every animal that he hunted, the gun that he used is hanging on the wall on top of it.
really?
So he's got all of this stuff too. Apparently he did a whole bunch of stuff with John Wayne movies back in the 70s and 60s and stuff too. So, but so he had we used these
yourself
spurs when I
comfortable.
was in the movie, but it was just an amazing thing. And he's invited me to come and hunt on his 40-acre property.
Oh, okay.
So maybe I'll get the deer that
You'll
way.
get a deer.
We'll see. It all depends on whether or not my shoulder holds out.
Oh,
said
and bow
scheduled for-
hunting's, yeah.
You know, we got the shoulders all messed up and we're scheduled for surgery.
What kind of use a crossbow?
I use a crossbow. I have compound bows and a crossbow, but
Oh,
you know, with this, we got to use a crossbow.
oh, yeah.
So I have that and I'll use that, but because you can't pull when your shoulder's messed up.
No.
And there's
what I
a
was
surprising
wondering.
amount of force you need to pull a bow too.
Just get a gun.
Yeah, I have those too. And this year they opened
use a
up
gun.
rifles for the whole state.
Huh.
Oh,
Oh,
I
they
didn't know
did?
you couldn't
Yeah,
have
so
a rifle, huh?
It used to be north of Minnesota Highway 95, if you're familiar with where that is. It's like North Branch to Cambridge.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
So
okay.
basically kind of draw a line. And it used to be only north of that line could you hunt with a rifle.
Well, so below that line, what did you hunt with? A pistol?
Shotgun.
For
Oh,
deer?
yeah.
Yeah.
I guess you've used slugs, huh?
And now this year, I can't answer that question because I've never shot one with a shotgun either.
No?
No.
Me neither.
But rifle season is open for the whole thing, and I have a rifle. I don't have a shotgun, but I have a rifle, and I'm looking forward to seeing if I can be any good with that.
A lot of people are like, oh, the poor deer. It's like you need to cull those
Yeah.
herds. They can get
Oh,
so
absolutely.
plentiful.
It's all about
You
conservation.
really have to. I mean, they starve to
Yeah.
death in the wintertime. You
Or
have
they
a
end up
winter-
getting
Sometimes,
chronic
a lot
wasting
of times,
disease, which
yeah,
is worse than
it's
starving
not
to death.
good. They need to be culled, so I don't feel bad about, the poor deer.
You know,
I
as long
really
as it's
don't.
done properly, we don't
Yeah.
want people shooting them out of a train car like they did 150 years
No.
ago.
Right.
Right.
But-
Get a minigun and put it on the side of a train car and just hold the trigger down. Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, you should be eating the deer, not just killing it
Right.
and leaving it on this,
Exactly.
Laying
So
there.
my principal reason for wanting to hunt a deer was I wanted the hide so I could get a new vest. See, I got a new vest.
Deer hide
So all
vest.
my patches are brand new.
Oh, nice.
So I got a new vest because I didn't get the deer. So I just bought a new vest. But I kind of like to have one that I hunted and harvested.
Right.
Trevor says venison is tasty.
It is.
It is. It's
Well,
very good
so
stuff.
Today, this morning we're walking Jude, and this neighbor comes by and says, "Hey, do you like walleye?" I'm like, "Yeah." It's like looks at Tom. Tom's on the other side of his truck. Tom's like, "I don't really eat fish, but if it's cooked properly," he says. So I'm like, "Well, I could make a beer batter and make a walleye little fry up." And he says, "Okay, I'm gonna go get you some walleye. Got a ton of it." So he goes, and we're walking, we meet up with him at his house, and he comes out. He's like, "My wife threw my walleye away. She thought it was old."
She did. She threw it away.
He was so mad.
Well, now he's
He's
got to
like,
go
"I thought
fishing
it was
again.
old."
He's
He's
going to
a
have to
great neighbor.
go fishing again.
He's a really, really good neighbor.
I was like, "Oh, anything can happen."
Joe in the chat actually brings up a good point. He says, Tony's a squid. How good could he be with a rifle? Do you?
I'll be surprisingly good.
Do you?
I could be surprising.
I mean, like when you're
I'm
out,
surprisingly good with a bow and arrow.
when you're out on the sea, do you carry like weapons?
A handful of seamen do. There's a handful of people on the ship that have sidearm.
Yeah, I wouldn't think you'd need many because it's like, what are you going to do?
Yeah, it's just like a handful of them. The shore patrol SPs, they're always carrying, and a handful of the officers do. Some of them do it just because they can,
Right.
but not very often because, well, the ship is loaded. The ship is a moving gun.
Yeah,
It's,
exactly.
Right.
and the planes that are on the aircraft carriers got all their guns too.
Yeah, I'm guessing boarding doesn't happen too often.
On a military ship.
Boarding,
Like when they
like
board
pirates
your your
jump in our
ship, yeah.
oh, like a pirate.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they like literally come over to your ship and start
I'm
like
pretty
stabbing
sure
you.
the pirates don't challenge the U.S. Navy.
That'd be a good idea.
I'm pretty sure.
Oh,
Did you
other
see the
naval
movie
ships.
Captain Phillips?
Yes.
There's a true story,
Oh. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
right.
that was one of those movies. I've watched that. Tom Hanks in the very last scene in that movie. It just blew me away when they had him in the infirmary bed,
Yeah.
and he started shaking because he was in such shock from what he had just. It was just amazing watching him do that. Kind of blew me away. But if you don't remember, what they did in that movie is the pirates put Captain Phillips in the life raft. And the life raft is an enclosed vessel, so it can bounce all over in the sea and flip
Right.
upside down and all that
Right.
stuff. And it has round portholes in it that don't open.
Sure.
But there's several round, and they're probably only 12 inches in diameter. Anyway, there's 3 pirates in the life raft, in the lifeboat, with Tom Hanks. And there are 3 Navy SEALs on different ships.
Ooh.
And they're all trying to get the bad guy in the crosshairs, and they have to do it exactly at the same time, and they do it. There's 2 or 3 spotters, I think, and 3 guys with their fingers on the trigger, and they have to do it all exactly at the same time, and they pulled it off. This thing is bouncing up and down, 12-inch windows, and they shot them all in the head, all exactly at the same time. That was just
I'll have to watch that movie again. It's been a
That's-
long
it's
time.
been a while.
it's an amazing demonstration of what the U.S. Navy can do.
Yeah.
An amazing demonstration.
So when is that movie from? 2013. It feels older.
Being
What's
in a
it-
lifeboat like that, bouncing around in the sea with no way to
Yeah.
get out would.
So, and I mean, here's
I would
Captain,
need to take Valium.
poor Captain Phillips is in this thing. They're all got guns pointed at him. And he's going, how the hell am I going to get out of this? And he's bouncing all over. He's probably seasick.
Yeah. Ugh.
And then all of a sudden,
Sounds like
boom,
a
everybody's dead but
nightmare.
him. What a freaky thing.
Very freaky.
But yeah, for me, the big takeaway was seeing Tom Hanks after he was in the care of the doctors.
Yeah.
And he started shaking. And like, that's just not natural.
No.
Yeah.
You got to, and I saw him, Tom Hanks, again with, now we're just rambling. But I saw him doing a podcast with Williams, the newscaster.
Brian?
Oh,
Brian Williams.
Yeah.
And Tom Hanks is just so incredibly fascinating with every word that drips from his lips.
Yeah. He for a minute there started talking a lot of politics, but somebody
He
must
got
have
out
talked
of
to
that
him.
though, didn't he?
He did. He got
He
out of
did.
it.
And they talked about politics too. And he said, listen, never mind.
Yeah.
So
Well,
yeah, he
I'm-
just.
I'll be honest with you, I love this show for that very reason, because most podcasts now, no matter what you talk about, sports or whatever, it's all political now. How much you hate this. Boy, how much spam do I get, Catherine?
That's a local number.
That says potential
We're not.
scam.
We're not going to
Spam.
talk about spam again, are we?
Yeah, we
Did
brought
we
up spam
start
again.
talking about spam?
But yeah, in any case,
The real spam.
you ever go on YouTube?
Periodically.
I mean, it's just everything I tuned to this morning was how horrible Democrats are and how horrible Republicans are, and I
Well,
hate you.
It's election time.
It's
It's
like,
going to get
my
worse
God.
and worse.
Coming up.
But why do you want to even? I went on there because I do the quizzes they have, the
Okay.
10-point quizzes,
Trivia.
trivia
Sure.
stuff, and I love doing that. And I think it's getting worse by the day, because I just started noticing it the other day, and today I just tried to get on for a little information on a couple of things, and there was nothing but people on there telling me, if you voted for this guy, I hate you. Well, wait a minute. You don't know me. We have different needs and all the rest. That's the thing I don't understand is, because of what you think about this, I hate you. What?
Believe it or not, George Carlin explained it really well about
did.
35 years
He
ago.
did.
Absolutely. When he said something to the tune of, when your politics becomes your personality,
Yep.
then I can't talk to you anymore
No.
unless I agree with you.
Yep.
Anything
That's
I say
correct.
against your politics, you have to take it as a personal affront.
Yep.
And,
Yeah,
Well, what amazes me is that I don't care what political side of the aisle you're on, all politicians are just a wee bit slimy, in
Well,
my
yeah.
opinion.
I mean,
I don't
you
think
said
they're
a
the.
wee
s-
bit.
I don't think
and
they're the
if they're
savior.
not, they're going to be.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
there
don't
you
think
go.
they're the saviors of the universe. I don't
Oh,
think
heavens
that they're
no.
not corruptible. I think that the fact that you're going to give your entire being over to a politician
Yeah.
that might be in office for 2 years, 4 years, 8 years, whatever,
Whatever.
is insane to me. It just doesn't even
Yeah.
make sense.
It's just
Like, this person's got all the answers and it'll be the savior of the universe. Unlikely.
Yeah, the downside is that the poison is so thick.
It
Yeah.
really
When you get to
is.
DC, even if you're a great person, as soon as you get to DC, you're swimming in the poison.
You
Absolutely.
are.
And
That's very
you-
true.
You're really up against it if you think you're gonna be able to swim in the poison and not get sick.
Yeah, I worked for a lawyer for a brief period of time when
I'm
I was
sorry.
much younger, and he was a great guy, and he actually I think he was in the House of Representatives or something. He got elected to something. This is before I worked for him. He said he was down in Washington D.C. for 2 years. He said it is the most corrupt, filthy, horrible
Well, yeah.
place in the universe.
It
It's
is.
nothing but parties and hookers and drugs. and,
I've been there.
hanging,
that's
and
true.
he said I couldn't.
Were
I
you
couldn't
one of the
do it.
hookers?
He's a boy toy.
Boy toy. Boy toy.
Just a gigolo, and everywhere I go.
But I
Yeah,
just...
he said I had to leave. It was just I had no idea it was that disgusting.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. The time that I was there was really good, though. I managed to get 116 motorcycles to go see a Gold Star brother.
That's
Well,
wonderful.
that's a lot
And
different
that's
than being a
wonderful.
representative.
And
That's how it's
yeah, that
supposed
was
to be.
Yeah.
yeah. So that was a really really great day. He had a pool in his backyard, and he said, "Just bring everybody over. We'll hang out in the backyard." And I tell you, it was that was one for the books. We really enjoyed spending our time with him in that backyard and helping him remember his brother and seeing
That's
the
terrific.
mini shrine that he had created in his brother's honor. And since then, he has taken it upon himself to put a brick with his brother's name on it in every state.
Oh, that's great.
And I think he has, the most recent word I heard from him is he's either on the last two or he's got it all done, something like that. But there are veterans parks or different
Right.
places where you can commemorate somebody by putting their name in a brick.
Yeah.
And he
That's-
has,
we've seen
I
those
think
before.
he has his brother's name in every state in the union now.
That's nice. Very nice.
See, that's
Yeah.
nice to hear. I
So-
love that.
I don't know if I told you this story or not, but let me tell you it anyway. I got to meet the oldest Gold Star mom in my opinion, she was the oldest Gold Star mom in the country, in history.
Oh.
Really?
I met her on her 105th birthday.
Oh, God. There you go.
105?
Yeah, so here's the dealio.
God, please no.
So here's the dealio.
Gonna hang out with
I
me
don't
for
want
another
to
50
live
years.
to be 105.
That's because you've never been 104.
No, I
Yeah.
suppose that's true.
But anyway, I knew that we were going to meet and we were going to do all this thing. And she became a Gold Star mom when her son was killed in 1968 in Vietnam. So I knew the son's name was on the wall. And I reached out to the guy he was actually in Maryland, just outside of Washington, D.C. He was officially in a suburb. I reached out to him and I said, "Can you do me a favor? Can you go get me a pencil etching with this guy's name on it? Because I'm going to meet his mom next month." And he did. He went and got, you know how they do that with the
rubbing, yeah.
the
Yeah.
rubbings
Yeah.
to get the guy's name on it.
Yeah.
Anyway, he got it and he mailed it to me, and then he wrote a letter to her about how they have this. We're both Gold Stars, and anything you need, whatever. Some really, I mean, they have no idea who each other is.
Sure.
Anyway, for her 105th birthday, she was a little bit of a celebrity up in the Big Lake area, and she turned 105 on January 6th.
Oh, God.
So I got to ride my motorcycle to her birthday party, which was held at the Big Lake High School.
They needed the
That's right.
auditorium.
They needed the auditorium. They had like 120 people there.
Oh, that's great.
And they opened up the doors, and I got to ride the motorcycle through the hallways of the high school.
Wow.
So yay! Everybody dreams of yay! I wish I could ride my motorcycle through the hallways of the high school. Anyway, the funny thing about this, the funny little anecdote about this little story is, they had 6 speakers up on the stage. She put her up on the stage, a podium, audience of 120 or 130 people. And I was the last one. They asked me to deliver they said, okay, you get the longest number of minutes to talk, so write a nice speech. And I did. And I started out by saying, Stella. Her name was Stella.
Stella.
Big banners. 3 great big banners on the walls of the auditorium that said, Happy 105th Stella. Happy 105th Stella. And I stand up at the podium, I look down at her, and I said, Stella, I'm here to wish you a happy birthday. Can I tell everybody how old you are? She says, no.
No. No. She cares at
So
105, huh?
We had a great little time with that, and then she and I actually became quite good friends. There was an unveiling of a Gold Star monument in Zimmerman, Minnesota, and I got to deliver the keynote address for that. And she was sitting front row center. This is 6 months later.
Wow.
So now it's June, and
Right.
there's Stella sitting right there. Now she's 105 and a half. And I told everybody the story of how she wouldn't let me tell them how old she was and stuff, and everybody laughed, and that was a really great time. And then we got done, and I went and sat next to her, and my wife was there, and we took some pictures and stuff, and she said, you know, I don't have very much longer for this world. And I said, well, we've got an event coming up at the end of June. You got to come to that. And she said, well, we'll see.
We'll see.
Anyway, the last week in June, she went into hospice. She was living by herself up until that point.
Unbelievable.
She had somebody come in for an hour a day to help her do the dishes and
a
stuff.
whole hour?
Yeah, 2 beers a day. That was her secret, 2 beers a day.
Oh, there
Even
you
in
go.
hospice care. Just
Yeah.
sneak me in a couple beers. 2 beers a
There
day.
you go.
My mom swore by scotch.
Yeah.
I think there's something to it all in moderation.
Yeah. Well,
Yes.
But,
yeah, she wasn't pounding it down.
Anyway, she said, I don't have very much longer for this world, so I want you to speak at my funeral.
Oh.
And in August, this was 2 years ago, August 2024, I spoke at her funeral. And I got to be one of the flag bearers carrying the American flag following her casket to the cemetery.
You know what's really weird about life?
Amazing.
I mean, the coincidences in life are amazing. You know whose birthday is January 6th?
Not Elvis. His is the 8th.
My dad.
Is that right?
Is it?
Also,
I didn't
my
know
dad would have been exactly her age if she was still alive. If they were still alive, they would have been. They were
So
born on
in
the same.
1919.
Yes.
Well,
Same birthday on the same day. It's like, holy God!
Well, we
what
just-
a coincidence
Yeah, well,
that is.
we just realized my sister died on your mom's birthday.
Yeah.
I mean, how weird is that?
I'm
stuff?
sorry. There's
That's
only
weird stuff.
365 days in a year. We got to divide them up.
I
Yeah, we
know,
do.
It's
Some
so
up,
odd
some
that
up.
But you
that
know, the
happens.
funny thing is that in having conversations with Stella at 105, she's
Yeah.
like, let me tell you what happened. And she'd go tell me this 5-minute story. Really, when did that happen? 1924.
Yeah.
There you go.
1924. She tells a story. She used to tell the story of how they were digging post holes because they're building a fence around the farm where she lived.
Yeah.
And she was 2 or 3 years old. And they would dig the holes, with the way they did it. They didn't have the spiral augers back then, I don't think.
No, they had those.
They had a post hole
Yeah,
digger.
post hole
Anyway, they
diggers.
would dig the hole, and then they would move on and dig the next hole, and then move on and dig the next hole.
Mm-hmm.
Well, all of a sudden, they couldn't find her.
Oh
The
God.
fence, she was
God.
lost.
Oh God.
Lost on the farm. They found her. She had fallen into one of those holes, and she was just sitting there.
Oh God.
And she couldn't get out, and she was just like the top of her head was at the top of the hole.
Oh.
Well, thank God somebody thought to look.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I will read a break here. We'll come back and wrap things up right after this. This segment is brought to you by Mike Bilski and North American Banking Company. Visit nabankco.com/Tom today. And then, of course, it's time for Wellshire Alzheimer's and Dementia Care Facilities. Wellshire Alzheimer's and Dementia Care Facilities are a place where your loved one will live with pride and dignity. If you care deeply about someone in your life, Wellshire is a place I highly recommend. Wellshire is a memory care focused facility that has a full nursing team, always staffed within the building 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. They have never used, relied on any staffing agencies. Wellshire in Medina is now accepting elderly waivers after 12 months of private pay. I know them personally, and they are a family-owned local company conveniently located right in Medina and Bloomington. They're the best staffed memory care facility in the state, and by the way, we know them, and that is a fact. It's beautiful. Wellshire has a robust community with activities 7 days a week. If your loved one is in need of a memory care facility, please get in touch with my friends at Wellshire. Set up a tour or learn more at wellshiremn.com. That's WEALSHIREMN.com. There, we're back.
Ta-da.
Now
We're back.
talking.
I didn't. Oh, so we're going to start now?
Yeah, well, here you go.
Green Giant was in LeSueur.
Yeah, Green
Well,
Giant
isn't
was
that
in the
right
sewer.
next to Mankato?
I don't
Yeah, well, it's very
Oh, I said
close.
Owatonna. Owatonna Canning was in Owatonna. It's
Yeah.
a slightly different company.
Slightly different
not-
deal.
Yeah, there's actually still, in LeSueur, I think there's still a big billboard.
Jolly Green
yeah, the
Giant,
Jolly,
Jolly Green Giant.
I lived there for about 5 months when I was a kid. My dad took a job in LeSueur, Minnesota. And,
For 5 whole months?
well, my dad wasn't good at holding the job, if you remember me talking about that.
That's
But,
true.
I seem to remember that about your dad.
Yeah,
I'm lying, of course. I
of
don't.
course, it doesn't matter.
He comes bearing brochures.
This is not a brochure. This
Oh,
is
what is
the
it?
booklet.
Oh.
This is the annual short story booklet. This is the Gold Star Ride Foundation's 7th annual Laugh Ride Gold Star Family Storybook. So every year, for the last 7 years now, every year I write short stories and I put them into a little collection that we call
that's
this little
nice.
book. So there are some Gold Star Ride Foundation short stories here. If you want one of these bad boys, go to goldstarride.org and send us a message and say you want one, and I'll mail one out to you. Of course, your tax-deductible donation will be appreciated along with that.
There you
We
go.
can post the link.
Can we
Andy?
post a link? Holy
post the
Toledo.
link?
Post any
How cool
link
would that
you
be?
want.
We can post a
I
link.
don't know if there. I don't think I have a picture of you in here, Tom. I should, because there's some really cool pictures in here. Incidentally, can you see that?
Not
No.
really.
Not really. How
have to go-
about?
you have
is
to
it-
You can
go
get a
up
little
to the
closer
camera.
to the camera over there.
Feel free to stand.
There
up
you
around.
go.
There you go.
See the red line, the goofy
Yep.
red line?
Yep.
That's where I've been on the motorcycle.
Oh,
Oh,
my
everywhere.
God.
You've been everywhere, man.
That's
I've been
that's where I've been
everywhere.
on the
Oh,
motorcycle. Oh,
I've
look,
been
I dropped the mic.
everywhere, man.
Um,
Do we get a cigar with it? Well, now you're just being greedy.
Yeah, now you're just being greedy. If you want a cigar, ask for one. And I'll tell you how much the donation is to get one. Oh, here's Stella right there. There's a picture of Stella.
Stella.
Oh, the
Remember Stella?
105.
Yeah, on the other page, that's a picture of me and Tommy Kramer and Chuck
Oh, yeah.
Foreman and Stu Voigt.
God, that's like three of my
Tommy
favorite people that you
Kramer.
get. Those three guys are some of
Stella
the
looks
nicest
pretty.
Viking players of all time.
Oh, I completely agree.
Yeah,
I had
great
a
guys.
90-minute conversation with Stu Voigt about a month ago. And,
Yep.
and what a stellar individual.
Stella could easily pass for 90.
Well, that's good. I'm glad to hear that. That is a good thing.
You know what? This is a really cool one too. So you got to get the booklet because I'm not going to walk over there again.
There you go.
But this was a Gold Star ride we did for the Laugh Ride, the 6th annual Laugh Ride.
Okay.
So here's the story. We got 2 Gold Star moms, and that's actually me and the MSL over there. And these are 2 Gold Star moms, and this one is married, so that's Gold Star dad over there. So I'm riding through Houston, Texas, and I meet with 5 families. And we do our best to do this, that, and the other. There's 1 Gold Star dad. The other 4 are all Gold Star moms. But the Gold Star dad is there with his wife, of course. Anyway, in the 3-hour visit that I was there with them, he never stopped crying. It had been 3 years
yeah.
since his son was killed, but he never stopped crying. Okay, fast forward 12 months, and I'm riding through on a similar route from Florida to Texas up to Minnesota. And I call him up and I said, you know, I never want to do 2 visits with anybody, but I remember how rough it was last year, so would you like another visit? And they say, yeah, sure, great. So we come and visit with them, and this time I got him to crack a smile. I did not get him to burst into laughter, but I did get him to crack a smile.
Oh, that's good.
And then down the road I go. And then that was in April. In May, I'm setting up the ride that happens in June, right? So I'm talking to the Gold Star mom in Mountain Lake, Minnesota. 110, 120 miles, the other side of Mankato. Go through Mankato.
Oh, down there. Yeah, okay.
Anyway, I'm talking to the Gold Star mom on the phone. We're going to come and see her in June.
Sorry,
And
my
she's-
head is going, there's a mountain in Minnesota?
No, it's Mountain Lake.
Ah,
Okay, so anyway.
There's a lake, but not a mountain.
okay.
So we're sitting there chit-chatting a little bit, and she starts telling me about her son was a Marine. He got killed in Japan on a Navy base on a base in Japan. And she starts telling me how 3 weeks after her son was killed, the escort called her up, right? Because all the fallen heroes come home with an escort. The escort called her up and said, I escorted another body back to Houston, and these people are really having a hard go of it. Can you please call them? She says, sure. She calls them up, and they become best friends over the phone. But they haven't seen each other. They've never seen each other.
Okay.
And it's been 3 years going on. I said, you got a friend in Texas? What's their name? And she told me their name. And I said, okay, I got a treat for you. So the Gold Star Ride Foundation bought plane tickets because it was them.
Oh,
The
okay.
ones that were
Really?
heartbroken. It was the same people. So I flew them up to Minnesota, and they rode with us. They actually drove. He works in construction, so I knew I could trust him to drive a truck with a trailer.
Yeah.
So they drove our support vehicle, which is an empty trailer in case a motorcycle breaks down. And then we all went. We flew them up here. They spent the weekend in Minneapolis, and we drove down there for that day, and they met that day.
That's
And that
cool.
was I tell you what, that was a very, very moving experience when
I
these
bet.
best friends forever, because they're both Gold Star moms, because
Yeah.
their
Yeah.
sons were both Marines, both got killed on the same military base, from the same military base. Yeah, that was a pretty cool little experience. Anyway, so this little book is chock full of pictures and stories of the road, different stuff like that. And I'm just showing you this picture because you know John Klein, don't you? Mm-hmm. That's him in that picture. Along with Ernie.
Oh,
Ernie.
God.
Ernie's always wore that red jersey that said 82. Why?
Yep.
Because he was 82nd Airborne in World War II.
Oh, there you go.
Oh,
So that's one of my favorite pictures
In
because I
World
got
War
to hang out
II?
with John Klein, Congressman,
Right.
Marine Colonel John Klein. Incidentally, I saw him on a golf course and I said, because his son decided to go to West Point.
Oh,
I don't know if you knew
okay.
this or not, but
No, I didn't.
John Klein is a retired Marine Colonel, pilot, helicopter pilot. But his son decided to go to West Point and join the Army. And I learned that his son had been promoted to 2-star general.
Oh, my
So
God.
I bump into John Klein at the golf course. They said, "So, when your son comes home, you got to render a salute?" Because he was only a colonel.
Yeah, that's right.
2-star general. That's two
Yeah.
places, at least 2 places up. 2 places up. And he just looked at me and he said, "No, when he comes home, I'm dad." Dad trumps the military rank. So I love John Klein. I think he's one of the few that managed to live in the poison. 6 terms he was a congressman.
Yeah.
And
know
he
how
came
they
out
do
of
it.
it okay. You know, he's a
He
pretty
didn't have
good
like
guy.
eyes like a snake or a forked tongue or anything.
Well,
Yeah.
you know what his experience was going into it, and I'll tell you this because he never will. If you meet John Klein, he will tell you, "I'm John." That's all
Yeah.
he'll tell you.
Yeah.
You do not get to know anything about his past, or he's just John. He's a nice guy, great guy. You know, he'll talk about the weather, or won't talk politics, but he'll talk about the weather, and you'll have a great time with him because he's just a really great guy. But he flew helicopters in Vietnam. He carried the football for Jimmy Carter. Do you know what that means?
yeah.
Yeah, the nuclear
Yep.
football.
Yeah.
Right. So he carried the football for Carter, and he piloted Marine One for Ronald Reagan.
Jesus.
Wow.
And then he was elected to Congress 6 times.
Wow.
So he's one of the good guys. He's really, really one of the good guys. I wish the world could be filled with John Kleins.
If people need to reach out to you or want to reach out to you, is there any good way to do it?
Did I not mention goldstarride.org?
Well, I think
did, and we're
but it's
gonna
good
post
to-
Goldstarride.org. I think it's
And we'll
printed
be
on the second
posting the
page
link.
in the booklet.
We'll be posting the link to
Yeah, we'll
for
post a
you.
link to it as
And
well.
I promise, I am working on a sequel to the other book. The other book is yours very sincerely and respectfully. We've sold less than 100,000 copies.
Wow. Good for you.
Here
How much,
we go.
Elias?
Here we go.
No, actually, we've sold about 10,000 copies of that
10,000
book,
copies.
Pretty good.
which is nothing to sneeze at.
No.
No.
But and they still sell. I still got 3 of them on the motorcycle right now. If you want to call in and buy one right now.
We'll leave it on the
Yeah,
road. You
so
can come pick it up.
I do have a great deal of intent to get the sequel out there. There's a lot of stories that need to be told,
Yeah.
and you know, you throw breast cancer into the mix, and
Yeah,
the
life
Yeah.
calendar
kinda, life
just
kinda
almost
stops.
goes out the
yeah,
window.
Yeah, life kind of stops
It's-
for a while.
It's.
Yeah.
I didn't think it was going to be this busy,
Oh, yeah.
but you know, she goes through the chemo on a Friday, and she can't remember Saturday and Sunday.
Yeah.
No.
Monday's questionable.
Yeah.
And she might be kind of back to something that looks like normal by Tuesday.
Yeah.
And
It's really tough.
yeah, so I just.
Yeah.
Anyway, if you want to follow me around, I'm in Dayton next weekend.
Dayton.
There you go.
That's where I grew up.
And
Wait, Dayton, Minnesota?
Dayton, Ohio,
Oh, Dayton, Ohio.
That Dayton.
just up the road from Joe and Louisville.
There you go.
I think it's only 50 miles from there, or
Oh, really?
100 miles.
Is it?
100 miles.
Louisville is pretty close to Dayton. It's a lot
Huh.
closer than we are here. And then the next big one we got is we're going to ride down to the Ozarks.
Oh, that'll be
on,
nice.
I'm going to leave here on
Pretty area.
September 29th. I leave Minnesota on September 29th. And I'll be on the bike from September 30th to about October, well, probably 12th. Because when we got a 5-day event in Rogers, Arkansas, and then we're going to take 3 days off. MSL is going to fly down there, and she and I are going to ride around by ourselves in the Ozarks, which is my favorite place to ride. I know everybody wants to know that. Where's your favorite place? It's the Ozarks. And then after 2 or 3 days of us just riding around in the Ozarks, I put her back on the plane, and then I go see more Gold Star families on my way to Orlando, where I parked the motorcycle for the winter.
There you go.
Very
I
good.
can't believe we're already talking about what we're doing in the winter.
Well,
For sakes, we waited so long for summer to
It's
get here.
pushing mid-August already
It
here.
is. I'm already sick of summer.
Well, this summer was
Go
very-
away.
Hot.
Just go away.
Yeah, this summer was very tropical.
Yeah, it
in
sure has
Minnesota.
been.
I'm totally good with that.
I
I'm
wither
very
in the
good.
heat.
Yeah, you don't like it at all.
Listen, down in Miami, I did a little video with Tom, and he said, behave.
Exactly. Behave. That is going to do it. We'll talk to you on Friday.
Bye.
Bye.